I do is teach people how to go the natural organic route. I stir up trouble too because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Let's make an offer on that Aspen Street house.
That one doesn't have a home warranty.
Is that a problem?
Not if you like paying through the nose on home system breakdowns.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like if the air conditioner quits, want to pay for a new one? Do you know how to fix the water heater, the plumbing?
Got it. Let's only look at places with home warranties.
A home warranty from American Home Shield protects homeowners against unexpected covered repairs and breakdowns of major home systems and appliances. Who would want to move into a new home without one? Just ask your local real estate professional, or for complimentary helpful information about a home warranty from American Home Shield, call now at 1-800-720-6695. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. An American Home Shield home warranty instantly gives home buyers confidence in their purchase. For complimentary helpful information, including terms, rates, and coverage, call 1-800-720-6695. 1-800-720-6695.
Do you use a CPAP device for sleep apnea? Are you tired of dragging your bulky in-home device everywhere you travel? Then you need to know about Transcend, the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It lets you sleep in total comfort anywhere you go. And right now, you can try it risk-free for 21 days by calling 1-800-500-5711. Transcend from minicpap.com is as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. Transcend is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can sleep comfortably even while flying. Transcend is our smallest, lightest, and most portable mini CPAP design ever, offering all the performance of a bulky standard in-home device. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably. Call minicpap.com now for your 21-day in-home trial. 1-800-500-5711. Again, that's 1-800-500-5711.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I figured I had a problem, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. In half an hour, we worked out a plan. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If you're in an endless cycle of paying on credit card balances that never seem to go away, then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity will consolidate your accounts, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call 1-800-758-5360. That's 1-800-758-5360. Call 1-800-758-5360.
Do you want to learn how to mask your identity to browse inappropriate websites and stream media while at the office?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's web security solutions keep online activity clean and ensure internet bandwidth performance. Reclaim your network, like 150,000 other businesses already have. To learn more about preventing web-based threats, visit barracuda.com/web.
Fall flooring season is on, and the Lumber Liquidators flooring experts can help you find the best deals to the hottest looks in flooring. Right now, we've got incredible deals on easy-to-install laminate engineered floors and more, like our thickest, beautiful acacia laminate for only 99 cents. Or get 10% off Schoen engineered pre-finished hardwood floors, plus Morningstar natural strand bamboo for only $269. Or get gorgeous, solid, hand-scraped mahogany hardwood at 27% off, with more amazing deals in your store. And 12-month special financing. Sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Let me get to Jeff in Carrollton. Sorry, Jeff. Welcome.
Hey, John. Thanks for having me on. Was at the rally tonight. I'm kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out for Trump, trying to see how serious he is. He seems pretty serious, but I like the idea of putting an executive in the executive branch.
Yep.
Someone who knows business, treating government like a business.
You know, I think there's a place for that, and this might be it. I'm not sure that it's always the place, remembering the guys who ran TXU, for example. What would they have done with the government?
Absolutely.
See what I mean?
As well.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks very much, Jeff. I appreciate it. Randy in Watauga, welcome to the Wells Report. What do you think?
No, I thought that Trump is only going to get better. I mean,
I think you're right. I think he's going to improve. I think what people are going to do is they're going to say, sir, you kind of rambled a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, well, there's a learning curve. I mean, but unfortunately, I mean, for conservatism, it's a nasty pill to swallow for a lot of people.
What do you mean?
As far as budget cuts and your ox getting gored, and everybody's got an ox. In fact, I'm thinking that there's over 50% of people that are on the government dole right now.
Yeah, but everybody also has to look at that 18.5, near $19 trillion debt and do something about that as well. Randy, great observations. Thanks for your analysis. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, Mark Davis from my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center to talk about the first annual golf tournament to raise funds for prostate cancer research right down the road here at TPC Las Colinas. It's Thursday, September 24th. And here is my friend, Dr. Rich Bevan Thomas, to tell us more.
Well, it's all going to work. It's a tournament, and it's going to be on September 24th. And ideally, we wanted to create a tournament really to raise awareness about prostate cancer and also raise funds for research for prostate cancer. We decided to go to the best place we could find, which locally was the TPC Four Seasons. And when we do things, we try to do them the absolute best. And it's going to be a tournament, and it's going to be, just the usual tournament setup. It's going to start late morning, early afternoon. And our goal really is to raise funds for not only just the Prostate Cancer Foundation, but also Cuisine for Healing, and raise funds to help with research as well as nutrition for patients with prostate cancer.
Everybody can sign up at 888prostate.com. That's 888prostate.com. Usual place I've always sent people for info about the wonderful folks at USMD Prostate Cancer Center.
I was coming out of the hardware store when I saw him. An old man, late 70s, hunched over in the freezing rain, no hat on his head, limping across that slippery parking lot and pushing a row of shopping carts toward the cart corral. It's heartbreaking. Millions of hardworking Americans simply don't have enough money to retire, so they just keep working and working and working until it's too late. Hi, I'm Chad Stubbs, President and CEO of Power Trader, and I believe that's just plain wrong. That's why I'm now distributing to the public absolutely free trials of the Power Trader Edge, the easy-to-use online stock trading program that helps regular folks make the money they need to retire fast. For your free trial, call 1-800-500-4744. Don't let the lack of money rob you of your retirement. Be one of the first 100 callers right now and get your free trial before it's too late. 1-800-500-4744. Don't miss out. Call now. 1-800-500-4744. 1-800-500-4744.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Presidential politicking in Virginia. The Democrat frontrunner, according to some of the latest polls, was in Manassas, where he thanked supporters.
I appreciate all of you being here, and I appreciate the work that you are going to do to elect Bernie Sanders as president.
Senator Bernie Sanders, meanwhile, the GOP frontrunner, spoke to tens of thousands of supporters at a Dallas, Texas arena.
You're going to remember this evening, and you're going to say to your children, and you're going to say to anybody else, that we were part of a movement to take back our country.
Donald Trump's enjoying a commanding lead in the polls heading into Wednesday's debate. Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis back at work. She still refuses to issue gay marriage licenses, which landed her in jail, where her attorney says she received death threats.
We've gotten death threats that we're going to have bullets in our head. So that kind of rhetoric, I don't think is just going away quickly.
Matt Staver, Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM. The Answer. Sean Hannity thinks Hillary Clinton has more to worry about than her campaign.
If they find those lost 33,000 emails, the one she's deleted, you're going to not only find classified information, the whole Benghazi issue is going to be brought to an entire new level. And instead of worrying about being elected president, her biggest fear is going to be how much time she may have to spend in jail.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Here's a crazy idea from Cash Call Mortgage. Take the mortgage you closed in the last year and look at redoing it at today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with no closing costs. Just call 855-875-CASH, and with no cost or obligation, we'll tell you how much your payment could drop with the do-over refi. And you won't pay any points, deposits, or fees. None. It's so easy. Just do the regular paperwork, most of which you already did for your last refi, and we'll do the rest. So make the cash call at 855-875-CASH for today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with absolutely no closing costs. The do-over refi, only from Cash Call Mortgage. Call 855-875-CASH and see for yourself.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. 1 City Boulevard, West Suite 200, Orange, California 92868. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. Subject to loan underwriting. Rates may change without notice. NMLS number 128231.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. For more than 20 years, my headquarters for all things gold and jewelry. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, locations across North Texas, throughout Dallas and Arlington, Euless, and Southlake. At every location, the same opportunity to get great deals on stuff you need when it's time to go shopping for jewelry. Their website says, "We vow to wow," and that's what they do for every budgetary level. Speaking of vows, if it's time for that engagement ring and you'd like something really special, something that's unique, you can help put together with the experts at DGSE, they are there. If it's time to get something to celebrate the exchange of vows with your beloved, anniversary shopping time at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. You realize Christmas ain't that far away, right? Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com. Check them out across North Texas. It is there for you for jewelry, diamonds, watches, bullion, rare coins. They'll buy stuff you don't want anymore. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com.
Dallas Baptist University Women's Night Out featuring Shonda Pierce, Thursday, October 15th, 2015, with Lindsay McCall and Karen Williams.
You ever tried to put on a pair of Spanx in an airplane bathroom? My body twisted in ways I didn't know it could.
Focus on the funny. Get your women's group together for a fun night out. Women's Night Out at Northwood Church in Keller, Texas.
So, there I was. I didn't want to give in to the peer pressure, but they already had their bags of mascara out and their lipstick, and I'm like, what I got? Blistex.
Tickets on sale at iTickets.com. Call 1-800-965-9324. For group tickets, go to getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751. Buy 10 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket. Buy 30 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket and get 2 free tickets. From Salem Media Group, Inc. and Awakening Events.
2 little tablets is all it takes to get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is the #1 drug-free hair growth supplement in the U.S., with 1 box being sold every minute globally. It's clinically proven, loved by celebrities, and recommended by doctors. And right now, a 90-day supply of Viviscal is being offered in your area risk-free plus free shipping. Call 800-481-7987. Viviscal nourishes thinning hair from within. It makes thin hair full hair beautiful, and promotes the growth of thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is so effective, 96% of women would recommend it to a friend. Listen to this.
It's vibrant, shiny, bouncy, everything you want your hair to be. I love Viviscal because it works. It completely works.
Want to try Viviscal? Every listener that calls can try it risk-free for 90 days, plus free shipping. Get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Call now, 800-481-7987. 800-481-7987. That's 800-481-7987.
We gave Tom 12 seconds to give 6 reasons why he opened a Mathnasium Learning Center franchise.
Okay. Great income potential. Doing good for kids. Doing what I love. Making math make sense to kids. 500 centers open already. 1 every 3 days. Mathnasium taught me the business. Helps me. Supports me.
Time's up. Pretty good. For franchise information, visit mathnasium.com or take the first step right now. Call 855-361-MATH. That's That's 855-361-6284.
Boina Brasa Brazilian Steakhouse, an award-winning restaurant in Grapevine, invites you to experience the true flavors of Brazil. And to celebrate their 15-year anniversary, Boina Brasa is now offering a very special price. For only $37.50, enjoy an exceptional dining experience with 16 sizzling, tender cuts of meat and an exquisite gourmet salad bar with over 40 items to choose from. Boina Brasa, Highway 121 at Hall Johnson in Grapevine. Call 817-251-9881. That's 817-251-9881.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Tonight, Donald Trump came to Dallas, the AAC to be exact. At the American Airlines Center, people were enchanted. People were wondering exactly what Donald Trump was going to do, and mostly people came away feeling at least better informed about Donald Trump. So let's talk a little bit about how that speech hit you. We're going to finish up our conversation tonight by trying to find out a little bit more about what you saw in the speech if you attended it. And, of course, we have our dear friend, Dominic from Lantana, the Godfather.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Godfather? It's great to see you.
Thank you. Likewise. Well, I'm on cloud nine. I went to see Trump tonight. I'm going to see Alan West tomorrow night. Man, right there you got it. Great president and a great cabinet member. But anyway, I thought tonight was really, really good. What amazed me, there must have been about 20,000 people. What amazed me was the reception that he got. I even commented to a couple of people, I can't believe Texas is going to treat a New Yorker the way you guys are. I thought you all hated us. And one guy said, we love Trump, man. He calls it like it is, and that's what we like. He said, we don't like New York because they say New York is better than Texas, and we think Texas is better than New York. And I said, brother, no matter what state you're born in the United States, you better think that your home state is better than the next one. That's what makes us what we are, the competition and the greatness of the country, and that we all pull together. I think people started to feel tonight like we did in the days with Reagan. Yeah, Trump's got some crazy ideas, but he makes you feel good. He makes you believe in the country again. He's not beholden to anybody. That's what I love about him. Of course, being from New York, I love anybody that speaks their mind, no matter what it is that they say. Yes, he goes overboard. He ought to tone it down a little bit. But I think that's part of the appeal. And like me, the guy loves to talk. You could see that he loves, when people cheer him. And who wouldn't? 30,000 people in Alabama, 20,000 tonight. It's a darn primary, for gosh sakes. And look what the man is doing. I was just thrilled. I had a great time.
I'm glad to hear it, Dominic. Did you hear anything, any particular policy statement that sort of grabbed your attention?
Well, a lot of the same. The only thing that did kind of cross my mind a couple of times is he's got a lot of great ideas. Who's going to pay for all this? He talked about the border. People went crazy when he talked about the border. Talked about companies going to Mexico, bringing them back, and blah, blah, blah. He talked about Ford, which kind of bothered me a little because I worked there. Hey, you know what? Create an atmosphere that companies want to stay in America. Don't tax the daylights out of them. Don't kill them with EPA and all this other legislation. Get rid of the damn unions. Create an environment that companies, I think every company that's in the United States would rather be here. But they have to answer to their shareholders. And if they can't make money in this country, what else are they going to do? They're either going to shut their doors or they're going to run away. And I think he's going to be one of the kind of people, because he understands business, to create an environment where businesses want to stay here. He did mention that within the next couple of weeks, he's going to come out with his plan for reducing taxes. And of course, everybody loves that. The rhetoric is there, but hey, at the end of the day, who knows what happens? I just know that he made me feel good about being an American again.
And I think that is very important, especially now. This president started his presidency by flying around the world telling people that we were terrible and he was sorry about it. And that really hurt. It hurt me. And it's nice to know that there are people that are at least running for office that realize that we, the people of the United States, are indeed exceptional. And we have earned that title. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be treated that way. Especially by those people who work for us, not the other way around. Dominic, as always, thanks very much for your call. Bailey in Greenville, welcome to the Wells Report. What'd you think?
I thought it was amazing. I agreed with Dominic. I mean, he was spot on with just about everything he said. It was amazing.
Cool deal. Cool deal. Anything stick out that you want to tell us about?
Well, the way I look at it is, the president that we've got running the country now absolutely has no experience running anything, much less the country. Would we do that? Would we hire a guy, to be the CEO of a company with no experience? Absolutely not. So the way I look at it is, Donald Trump's written books about the art of the deal. He's done it. He's been there. He's accomplished it. It's not like he doesn't have any experience whatsoever. So, to put somebody in office like this with the type of experience he has, to me, I mean, if you look at all the other candidates, I mean, they're basically in the same boat as Obama. They're politicians. That's the appeal to me about Trump. He's a businessman. He's not a politician. He's not beholden to anybody. He doesn't owe anybody. He won't take money from the PACs or from the lobbyists. And I mean, America's sick of it. We're fed up with it.
I agree 100%, and we're showing people that. We are showing people that. We are showing that people, who have been running this nation have been running it off the road, and we're upset about it. Finally, and it's taken a while, but finally, the American people have seen it. John in Crossroads, Texas. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hi, John.
Hey.
Yeah, my son and I, we went to the rally.
How old is your son?
He is 27.
Okay.
So there were a lot of people there that were older than him, a lot of people in my age group, 40, 50 plus, 60. And I think that, I've been listening to some of the callers that you had on earlier who were saying, well, we wish he had more substance. What's he going to do specifically? And I think the point is this, that we have to realize is, yes, it's only the primary, but we need a leader in this country, and a leader that is intuitive. And it amazes me as I think over the years of people who come up with their 3-point, 7-point, 12-point plans. That never works out, because once when they do get into the driver's seat, then they have to evaluate their resources. They need their managers. They look at things and it changes. So, Donald Trump is an intuitive leader. He's very driven. He knows the direction he wants to take the ship. And frankly, I think most of Americans, at least there at the rally, know that we may not have much more time to make this kind of decision. So we do need a different leader.
A different kind of leader, I would say, certainly. And the American people are saying so. I mean, certainly somebody that can look at a profit and loss statement and see a $19 trillion national debt is going to do something about that if you're involved in business at any level. And you see the repudiation of the professional politician class. These guys have run the nation off the road. And we can say, as people that are more conservative than perhaps some of our friends on the other side of the spectrum, we can say that it's all the Democrats' fault. It's not all the Democrats' fault. You got to have somebody fighting for the counterbalance, those people who will not fight to be that counterbalance when the nation is clearly going the wrong direction. Poll after poll after poll says we, the people, believe that. If you don't have people willing to fight to bring it the other way, they are just as bad as the antagonists in the piece, maybe worse. And I think that's what the Republican Party is seeing with the results so far in the polling and the work in this 2016 presidential campaign. And Donald Trump's right in the thick of it. Robert in Rowlett, what did you think of the event?
It was wonderful. It was great. I loved it. One of the things, the first thing that stood, I was standing in line to get in. I see this woman walking down. And I'm like, hey, I recognize her. And then I said, hey, Katrina. It was Katrina Pearson.
Isn't she great?
Not knowing that she was going to open this statement. Yeah, I love her.
She's done such a great job, man. Everywhere you turn, you see Katrina Pearson. That's how you get it done right there.
Yeah, she was there. And then, but the event, the opening with a Pledge of Allegiance and then singing the national anthem, Pastor Jeffords there, that was really surprising, giving a prayer for that.
That was a big deal. That was a very big deal.
And I thought that was a big deal. And Trump trying to show, that, hey, you can see how it's going there. But the whole thing was great. I totally enjoyed myself. It was wonderful. I'm so glad I went. The only thing I kept yelling out during quiet moments, kill ISIS, kill ISIS.
Yeah.
And he didn't mention anything about ISIS other than that.
You know what? I think I may have heard you. I heard somebody yelling that. And I was sitting there going, what was that? Was that kill ISIS? What was that?
I did. When he had a quiet moment, where no one was saying anything, I said, kill ISIS.
Yeah. I think I heard you, Robert. I think I did. 866-660-5759. We're talking about the Donald Trump event tonight at the AAC. If you were there, tell us what you heard. Tell us what you saw. Cowgirl, Arlington, tell us.
Hey, Jon-David. Yeah,
yes.
I just repeat what the guy said. It was very energizing. Of course, that is the Trump signature, and I think that energizing is it's uniting. It symbolizes unity because he pulls. I mean, I tell you, you look at the crowd, he pulls from every place.
It's
the
interesting.
Other thing I want to mention is that the winning. Okay, when you hear Trump say, we're going to win, we're going to win. Well, number one, he's not talking about the election. Number two, underlying winning means that you have to fight. You can't win without a fight. Obviously, this country and this world has gotten to the point of fighting, and we need a professional street fighter. I think he's demonstrated his excellent and skills at all of that.
I think you're exactly right, and I think that that there is a time when you've got to look at this in a completely different way, and we may be at that time, and Donald Trump may be that guy. The interesting thing about it is this, is that when people of the left are in charge, we see the nation deteriorate. And Americans begin to be depressed and melancholy about their own country. Jimmy Carter called it malaise, and he was exactly right. And there is a time to discuss the greatness of this land. We have paid in blood and treasure in our entire history for the right to be able to feel good about this nation and what it does and what it stands for. We've paid too much in costs out of our pockets and the loss of family members and their blood to have some guy show up and say that the United States isn't exceptional. Now, does there have to be solid policy behind those feel-good statements? There absolutely has to be. We know it can be done. We've seen it in our own lifetimes. Donald Trump comes from a completely different place. We don't know exactly where he's coming from. We need to know. There will be more questions for Donald Trump, and we need to get those answered. And I suspect that he will have answers that will be satisfactory, because I think he really wants the job. I'm not exactly sure he realized how much he wanted the job until he had a chance to go out there and see us for himself. More calls coming up next. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
This is CNN's Jake Tapper. I'd like to invite you to join me, Hugh Hewitt, and my colleague, CNN's chief political correspondent, Dana Bash, live from the Reagan Library on September 16th for what promises to be an historic evening as the 2016 GOP candidates square off, live right here on your favorite radio station.
And that coverage will begin on Wednesday at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I want to share with you one of the smartest things I ever did, a whole house full of windows from Statewide Remodeling. The benefits were instant. The house looked great. The resale value went way up. And the most important thing, I was saving money immediately on energy bills in the heat of the summer and the cold of the winter. Let me send you to StatewideRemodeling.com. In fact, StatewideRemodeling.com, or visit the showrooms in Irving or Collin Creek Mall in Plano. See the windows that I'm talking about. It's fantastic people doing great work and 50% off window installations and 100% financing with approved credit. The time is now to get your home energy efficient. Those builder's grade windows, you are leaking air conditioning out into the hot out of doors. Stop doing that. Get energy efficiency and beauty from windows with Statewide Remodeling. They've done so many things for me. I love them, and you will too. StatewideRemodeling.com. Check them out. Give them a call, 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. You will love your new windows from StatewideRemodeling.com.
You come home from vacation to find your home has been broken into and all your valuables taken. You kick yourself for not having enough security, for not planning ahead. Now imagine it was your retirement savings, your IRA or 401k that got broken into. In 2008, this very thing happened to millions of Americans when the market crashed, and they watched helplessly while 60% or more of their IRAs and 401ks were seemingly robbed overnight. Will your IRA or 401k be safe when the markets crash again? Will your hard-earned retirement dollars be protected if the dollar collapses? Call Goldco Precious Metals, the nation's #1 gold IRA provider, to find out how you can protect your IRA and 401k with gold and silver to keep your retirement safe. For a limited time, Goldco is offering a free, no-obligation guide to starting a gold and silver IRA. Go to goldcoradio.com. That's GOLDCO radio.com. goldcoradio.com.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Debt Relief Advocates now. 1-800-600-7841. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Debt Relief Advocates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-7841. That's 1-800-600-7841. 1-800-600-7841.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Donald Trump came to town. You spoke at the AAC. Let's finish up our conversation about what you saw and what you heard and how you felt or how you feel about Donald Trump. Let's get to Craig and Rowlett. Craig, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Hey, how you doing, man? It was a great show. I'm torn on call it a show or a political rally. I'm not for sure yet, but what I am
I'll tell you what, Craig, let me help you with that a little bit, okay? If a politician from the ruling class goes and has a good time and people laugh and people enjoy it and people think it's really, really good, he is said to have charisma. If, however, somebody like Donald Trump does the exact same thing, he is said to be an entertainer and not worth considering. It's all a political thing, my friend. So believe me, what you saw there tonight was a guy who is stepping forward with a charismatic way of leading the nation.
Well, I'll tell you what, he spoke to us, and he made my 72-year-old dad and he made us feel like proud Americans again. And he threw out some numbers, $53 billion in deficit to Mexico. Are you serious? He explained he's going to use that, and that's how he's going to have Mexico build the wall, which was great. It was great. The two things he did not hit on that somebody spoke of earlier was smaller government and abortion. He did not hit those, and he needed to because he's in the South and he's here in Dallas and in Texas. He needed to hit those two things.
Yeah, you're not the first person that said something about that in this discussion, but I do have something to say about it, and I want you to hear about this. So I don't believe the United States government has any business involved in any of that. Having to do with abortion. It has nothing to do with anything that is written in the Constitution. There are great words in the First Amendment that say Congress shall make no law. And those words should be applied because, as far as I'm concerned, women's health issues, regardless of what they are not the business of the United States government. Therefore, Planned Parenthood should not get one dime from the government. It is not a government agency. It has not been voted on by the Congress. As a matter of fact, the only votes that have ever been being given about the Congress funding anything having anything to do with funding of Planned Parenthood specifically states that it won't be used for the exact use that it's being used for. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And as far as I'm concerned, that Donald Trump didn't say anything about that doesn't really concern me much, as long as what we're about to discuss, the government gets its act together and realizes that we don't want this issue to permeate American politics for the next 40 years, just as it has permeated politics in the last 40 years. Yeah. Unless you disagree with me, I think the government needs to get the hell out of it because obviously when you hear Donald Trump talk about the incompetence of politicians, no subject could be better, that could not be focused on a better subject than abortion in the United States. It's not something that politicians can do anything about except fight over and use as a political wedge.
Yes, that's a good point. I like that.
You see, I'm sorry, man. I've got to run. I appreciate your phone call, though. Appreciate it. Here's what I want to tell you. Conservatism means a small government. The government has no business in the examination rooms of anyone for any reason. It's nobody's business, especially not the government, and especially not a politician. Conservatism is getting out of people's lives, out of their businesses, out of their bedrooms. Barry Goldwater, 1964. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
I don't know about you, but I love content with a purpose. I love entertainment, knowledge, and thoughtful content that makes me think. I love being inspired to live my best life. And I enjoy when someone illuminates the human experience. Perspectives with Ashley Burgess is the quintessential talk show illuminating life experiences and providing tips to making life even better. Tune into Perspectives with Ashley Burgess every Saturday evening, 7 to 9 p.m. and jumpstart your life.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet, America's #1 arch support. And that invites the question, who needs arch supports? Answer is more people than you think. Do your feet hurt at the end of a day? That's not just the way life is supposed to be. You should have arch support where your feet feel great even at the end of a long day of walking. If your feet hurt at the beginning of the day, man, you got all kinds of issues and they can be helped. You can get out of pain with arch support. It could be structural misalignment, plantar fasciitis, kind of a foot alignment, supination, overpronation, all these technical things that they know about at Good Feet. And what you'll know is you can walk in pain. You can limp in and walk out pain-free. This happens with so many people. I want to send everybody to goodfeetdfw.com, goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, South Lake. Absolutely fantastic people. No shots, no medicine, no surgery, just relief from pain. So get out of pain today, 888-660-0942. 888-660-0942 or goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Let's talk about in-home sales. When I have a salesman in my home, I only want to know 2 things. What do I really need and how much does it cost? I just don't have time for the whole dog and pony show. So that's how we structured our sales process. There's no drawn-out sales presentation, and we don't waste your time with silly gimmicks. There's no haggling, no calling the sales manager for a secret conversation you're not a part of, and most importantly, no pressure. We simply lay out all the options, discuss the benefits, and then let you choose what's best for you. We give you the right price the first time. It's just easier that way. Right now, you can save over $3,500 on a new Carrier Infinity system. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
I was coming out of the hardware store when I saw him. An old man, late 70s, hunched over in the freezing rain, no hat on his head, limping across that slippery parking lot and pushing a row of shopping carts toward the cart corral. It's heartbreaking. Millions of hardworking Americans simply don't have enough money to retire, so they just keep working and working and working until it's too late. Hi, I'm Chad Stubbs, President and CEO of Power Trader, and I believe that's just plain wrong. That's why I'm now distributing to the public absolutely free trials of the Power Trader Edge, the easy-to-use online stock trading program that helps regular folks make the money they need to retire fast. For your free trial, call 1-800-500-4744. Don't let the lack of money rob you of your retirement. Be one of the first 100 callers right now and get your free trial before it's too late. 1-800-500-4744. Don't miss out. Call now. 1-800-500-4744. 1-800-500-4744.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a SelectQuote agent with a true story of how SelectQuote goes to bat for you buying term life insurance. A while back, a man called me who had prostate cancer. He asked if I could beat a very high quote another life insurance agent had given him. I said, let me see. Well, I took his pertinent information, then shopped the highly rated, price-competitive companies we represent, and found one who pre-approved him for a premium way below what he had been quoted. When it comes to term life insurance, no other company touches SelectQuote's experience and expertise in finding the right policy at the right price for almost anyone. How about you?
For your free quote, call 1-800-500-1690. That's 1-800-500-1690. 1-800-500-1690. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop. You save.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Now, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Steve was at the Donald Trump event at the AAC tonight. Steve, what did you think?
Oh, I thought it was a great event. I was kind of really up for it and kind of hyper, you might say, just with anticipation and expectation. And it really it kind of met and just surpassed what my expectations were, because Donald made everybody feel very comfortable, and as has been covered by most of your guests before, it was uplifting, very positive. The thing that I went there for, one of the primary things that I went there for, and some others may have discussed it, I don't know, or not, I wanted to see the demographic. That's what I really was interested in, because I like demographics. Those things really interest me, and my whole point being is that I'm trying to figure out, is Donald appealing to the crowd I think he's appealing to, and there's no doubt about it, because the demographic was across all spectrums, the older, the younger, and everybody in between, and especially that 40-year-old and down to about 25-year-old. There was a good smattering of that group there, and I was glad to see it.
That is good. That means there's a much younger crowd, and they seem to be much more energized much more quickly in the process. That's something that has to continue, because we, the people of the United States, are going to have to clean up this mess, and we're going to have to clean up this mess by being smart about who we actually elect. That is something that we must do. We owe this nation our attention. And if you're listening to somebody that's just droning on and on and on and on, and they're not telling you something you need, maybe that's not the person you vote for. Regardless of whether the party tells you to vote for them, or regardless of whether or not you have always done it this way, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always gotten. And I've had enough of that. How about you? 866-660-5759, the Austin American-Statesman specifically says it this way. In the waning days of September, the focus of the American political theater will once again be on the United States Capitol, and there, center stage, will be Ted Cruz, fighting to defund Planned Parenthood, even at the risk of a government shutdown. Ted Cruz, if he indeed leads a fight to defund Planned Parenthood, could have no greater supporter in that mission than me. I don't know whether you were listening just a few minutes ago. One of our callers, Randy, I believe it was, said, hey, I wanted to hear him talk about abortion tonight at the AAC. I'm a conservative. I'm not a Republican. In a conservative world, there's no reason for the government of the United States to have any position on this whatsoever. There is no basis for the American government to be funding Planned Parenthood at any level for any reason. If indeed American tax dollars will be spent on women's health, they should be block grants to the states for the public health department in those states. And that is all. I remember when fiery women standing up for their rights said no politician was going to put their hands on my body. I cannot believe that American women now not only welcome it, but demand it as a political exercise and as a political issue. I can't believe that women have changed that much. And so, Ted Cruz will take center stage. And in the absolute asinine stupidity of all of it, he may very well lead a fight in the United States Senate to defund Planned Parenthood. If he does, I will support him to the limit of my capability. Whoever does it in the House of Representatives will have the exact same support. Planned Parenthood is a gang of baby-killing thieves. I've had enough. No tax dollars for Planned Parenthood. I'm going to be perfectly frank. If Planned Parenthood gets some money from the federal government, part of it ought to go to Kermit Gosnell. Because Planned Parenthood is doing the exact same work he was thrown in jail for. If you don't know who Kermit Gosnell is, you can go ahead and look him up. I'm not going to tell you because I almost threw up last time I reported the story. My stomach's a little queasy for whatever reason today. I'm not going back through that. The politicos will say, my God, we can't let the Republican Party, that's what I was going to talk about, the asininity of all of this is, if Ted Cruz is actually successful in defunding Planned Parenthood and shutting down the federal government, that's the way you're going to hear the story. When in reality, the person who will shut down the government is President Obama, who has vowed to veto any spending plan that doesn't include money for Planned Parenthood. Purveyors of baby genocide for decades in this land. Enough's enough. 55 million dead children should be enough for any Democrat. What we have seen time and time again since Roe v. Wade is that politics can't handle the problem. You got to take it out of their hands. Take it out of their hands. Demand it. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. I don't care if you're male or female. This twisted, godforsaken law, supposed law, passed through the judicial branch of government, which should have nothing to do with law, has led to infanticide on government money. That is the simple case of it. End that problem. If the President of the United States wants to be saddled with the responsibility for the ongoing infanticide as practiced by Planned Parenthood, let him bathe in that blood. Let him do all the things that are necessary to writhe in those flames for as long as he chooses to. Yes, the New York Times will decry Ted Cruz. Oh, he's a terrible guy that doesn't care about women's health. As if it is healthier for a woman to end a pregnancy through the hands of a government doctor rather than through the natural childbirth that God intended. It's okay with me if he wants to do that. Let him own it. Corrupt journalists of today may not report the truth. The historians of tomorrow will. I want to know that at least my part of the government came down on the right side. And if the right side of this argument rests on the broad shoulders of Ted Cruz, then so be it. Even the Republican media is saying, well, you know, GOP leaders face a difficult battle to avert a federal shutdown. No government shutdown this year, Republican congressional leaders say, but with Congress, it's never easy. A band of conservatives say they won't back legislation financing government agencies unless the bill blocks federal payments to Planned Parenthood. A partial shutdown will occur October 1st unless lawmakers provide money to keep government functioning. What money to keep government functioning? It's $19 trillion in debt. What money will they provide even if they move forward? The answer is none. The answer is the numbers on the red side of the ledger will keep growing and growing and growing if the government keeps operating. Shut the damn thing down. Quick, while there's enough earning potential left in the American population to be able to climb out of this debt we've fallen into thanks to the ruling class. With time running out, GOP leaders haven't said how they're going to handle the conservatives' demands, while also rounding up enough votes to prevent a shutdown, which means that they're selling their souls to the Democrat Party to be able to go without conservatives. A look at the undercurrents, says Town Hall. This is what the leaders face as they try to work it out. The GOP can't ignore conservatives. Conservative and Republican revulsion for Planned Parenthood and abortion has been reignited this summer by secretly recorded videos showing organizational officials offhandedly discussing how they sometimes provide tissue from fetuses for medical researchers. Keeping conservatives happy and prompting large numbers of them to vote in next year's presidential and congressional elections is good for the GOP. Conservatives are among the party's most loyal and numerous voters. Advancing a bill that finances government agencies but blocks Planned Parenthood's money is one way to do that. Then Town Hall says, but Republicans can't go too far. Such a bill would probably pass the GOP-run House, but Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell acknowledges he lacks the votes to prevail in his chamber. It says President Barack Obama would veto it anyway. Let him! That makes GOP leaders reluctant to force a doomed standoff with Obama that could result in a shutdown and alienate pivotal independent voters. You know, the ones that elected Mitt Romney last time. Oh, wait. The independent voters didn't elect. The independent voters didn't elect Mitt Romney last time. Listen, if there is somebody that's upset that the government is shut down because President Obama wants to veto a budget that excludes the baby-killing monsters of Planned Parenthood, we don't need their votes anyway, do we? Tom Cole, the pseudo-Republican of Oklahoma, says, having charged up the hill once and been shot down, why would we ever want to do that again? What do you mean by getting shot down? The last time the Republicans shut down government, they won the election that came right after it in a dang landslide. What was that? Was that outside? That must have been outside the Republican playbook. That must be the problem. The Republicans got shot down because they were hoping to lose that election. Oh, well, you see, that explains the whole thing. If the Republicans weren't expecting to win in 2014, no wonder they're so upset about shutting down government again. Stupid me. I just want to make sure that the right people win the right elections. Stupid me would think that doing what was necessary to win elections would be a good thing. But apparently that puts me at odds with the true Republican intellectual intelligentsia, the real leaders that realize that the objective of the Republican Party is to lose as many elections as possible. And the occasional stupidity of actually winning one is screwing up our planning. Conservatives need a party of our own. Jeez Louise. I've just about had so much of this I could throw up. And it's not even 2016 yet. It's only September. Arg. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy, here with the Big Boat and Outdoor Show. It's boating time, folks, so don't forget to tune in to the only boating talk show on 660 AM The Answer every Saturday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. Brought to you by BoatSelect.com, the site with thousands of boats for sale, or list your boat for free on BoatSelect.com. I know you have questions about your boat or one you're buying. Email those questions to me at BigBoatShow@yahoo.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. For more than 20 years, my headquarters for all things gold and jewelry. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, locations across North Texas, throughout Dallas and Arlington, Euless, and Southlake. At every location, the same opportunity to get great deals on stuff you need when it's time to go shopping for jewelry. Their website says, "We vow to wow," and that's what they do for every budgetary level. Speaking of vows, if it's time for that engagement ring and you'd like something really special, something that's unique, you can help put together with the experts at DGSE, they are there. If it's time to get something to celebrate the exchange of vows with your beloved, anniversary shopping time at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. You realize Christmas ain't that far away, right? Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com. Check them out across North Texas. It is there for you for jewelry, diamonds, watches, bullion, rare coins. They'll buy stuff you don't want anymore. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com.
Dallas Baptist University Women's Night Out featuring Shonda Pierce, Thursday, October 15th, 2015, with Lindsay McCall and Karen Williams.
You ever tried to put on a pair of Spanx in an airplane bathroom? My body twisted in ways I didn't know could.
Focus on the funny. Get your women's group together for a fun night out. Women's Night Out at Northwood Church in Keller, Texas.
So, there I was. I didn't want to give in to the peer pressure, but they already had their bags of mascara out and their lipstick, and I'm like, what I got? Blistex.
Tickets on sale at iTickets.com. Call 1-800-965-9324. For group tickets, go to getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751. Buy 10 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket. Buy 30 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket and get 2 free tickets. From Salem Media Group, Inc. and Awakening Events.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I want to share with you one of the smartest things I ever did. A whole house full of windows from Statewide Remodeling. The benefits were instant. The house looked great. The resale value went way up. And the most important thing, I was saving money immediately on energy bills in the heat of the summer and the cold of the winter. Let me send you to StatewideRemodeling.com. In fact, StatewideRemodeling.com, or visit the showrooms in Irving or Collin Creek Mall in Plano. See the windows that I'm talking about. It's fantastic people doing great work and 50% off window installations and 100% financing with approved credit. The time is now to get your home energy efficient. Those builder's grade windows, you are leaking air conditioning out into the hot out of doors. Stop doing that. Get energy efficiency and beauty from windows with Statewide Remodeling. They've done so many things for me. I love them and you will too. StatewideRemodeling.com. Check them out. Give them a call, 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. You will love your new windows from StatewideRemodeling.com.
There are times when people need a little extra money, honest, hardworking people, and some banks don't always make it fast or easy. But finally, there's a company that gets it that could help my listeners that need the money. Avant. You simply go to avantoffer.com to check your rate risk-free with no effect on your FICO score. Complete your application in minutes, and the funds could be in your account as soon as tomorrow. If any of my listeners need a loan between $1,000 and $35,000, go to avantoffer.com. Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after you make your first payment on time. For this offer and to check your rate risk-free, go to avantoffer.com and enter promo code Prager. That's AVANT offer.com, promo code Prager. Loans made by WebBank and by affiliates of Avant Incorporated. California loans offered by Avant are made under finance lender's license number 603K124. Funds are generally deposited via ACH for delivery next business day if approved by 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local radio and TV broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information on your radio, TV, computer, tablet, and smartphone. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Tell Washington local stations matter by texting radio to 52886. Furnished by NAB and this station. Message and data rates may apply.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must-hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
Oh.
You are listening to the Wells Report. Apparently, at a fundraiser for Oklahoma Senator Jim Inhofe, there was a drone that was being used to record what happened at the fundraiser that was being secretly filmed by an animal rights group known as Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. Okay, or SARC. This year, the group said they tried to use a drone to record the event, but reported it was shot down. Yeah. Apparently, it's not SARC, it's Shark. Shark reported that their drone was shot down to the sheriff, but the sheriff didn't do anything about it. The sheriff either doesn't know the law or he is corrupt and deliberately lying to protect a U.S. senator. Either way, a crime was committed where thousands of dollars was damaged to personal property, and local law enforcement is ignoring it. There's no law in Oklahoma that covers shooting down a drone, which is a law we need to immediately adopt here in Texas. Not shooting down the drones, but allowing people to shoot down drones over their property as they see fit. As quickly as humanly possible, in fact. Next problem, maybe you shouldn't fly thousands of dollars worth of personal equipment over somebody's party that you haven't been invited to. I'd shoot the dang thing down myself. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
The calendar says September. Kids are back in school. People are playing football, but it's still hot. And you may know this particularly in your own home because your AC's not working the way it should. Don't let this ride. Call my air conditioning company, Walker AC. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, in business for 52 years, family owned. Absolutely great folks. You know what they're going to do? They're going to come out and make your AC work. There's a lot of hot weather left. You need an AC system that works. You might need a new one, but you might not. They're not going to throw a new one at you when all you really need is some reliable repairs. And at Walker AC, they're all about reliable repairs, have been for over half a century. They're also all about new systems when you need one and having you save a bunch of money on those new systems. Same-day service if you have an emergency, reliable people, folks you can trust. And isn't that what you're looking for in an AC company? Walker AC, give them a buzz. 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER. Don't be hot. I know it's September, but don't be hot. 972-4-WALKER or walkerac.com.
Here's a crazy idea from Cash Call Mortgage. Take the mortgage you closed in the last year and look at redoing it at today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with no closing costs. Just call 855-875-CASH, and with no cost or obligation, we'll tell you how much your payment could drop with the do-over refi. And you won't pay any points, deposits, or fees. None. It's so easy. Just do the regular paperwork, most of which you already did for your last refi, and we'll do the rest. So make the cash call at 855-875-CASH for today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with absolutely no closing costs. The do-over refi, only from Cash Call Mortgage. Call 855-875-CASH and see for yourself.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. 1 City Boulevard, West Suite 200, Orange, California 92868. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. Subject to loan underwriting. Rates may change without notice. NMLS number 128231.
The holiday concert of the year is returning to Dallas December 6th at American Airlines Center. Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops together again on stage performing holiday classics. Dallas's newest holiday tradition will fill American Airlines Center with the holiday spirit. Sunday, December 6th, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops at American Airlines Center. Tickets on sale now online at Ticketmaster.com by calling 800-745-3000 or at the American Airlines Center box office.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Police in Cleveland, Mississippi are investigating 2 murders that may be connected.
Law enforcement from Mississippi and neighboring states are looking for Shannon Lamb, an employee at Delta State University who they believe shot and killed Professor Ethan Schmidt. Police are said to be working on the theory of a love triangle gone wrong.
Fox Radio's Gernal Scott. Police believe Lamb may also have killed 41-year-old Amy Prentice, the woman he lived with in the town of Gaucher. Lamb has reportedly told police he won't go to jail. Insurgents have sprung more than 300 Taliban fighters from an Afghan prison.
Here's how the deputy governor of Ghazni described the attack.
6 armed men in military uniforms entered the prison, and they shouted to the prisoners, "We are the Taliban. We have come to free you."
4 Afghan guards were killed, 7 wounded.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin. The Pope warns Europe the Mideast refugee crisis is just the tip of the iceberg. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. The Mike Gallagher Show.
Should a 13-year-old be charged for kissing a girl against her will? A Baltimore teen is being charged with second-degree assault after a girl said he grabbed her after being dared by a classmate and kissed her. Also, why do rappers idolize Donald Trump? That is a real headline at the Daily Beast. I'll give you the author's reason why Kanye and Snoop Dogg love the Donald.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I love birthdays, and our friends at Abacus Foundation Repair are celebrating 15 years of serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair, and they want to give something to you. On their 15th anniversary, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. Not only are you going to save $1,000, you'll have the peace of mind knowing that with Abacus Foundation, you're getting the elite state-of-the-art solution for your home. Millennium composite pilings. Nobody else has them. Abacus has an A-plus business rating from the Better Business Bureau, 6 straight years running on that. The expansion and contraction of Texas soils mean a lot of us have foundation issues. You don't want to call the wrong people. Call the right people first for the absolute best foundation repair. Affordable, reliable home warranty that you can pass on to subsequent owners of your home. Give them a call today, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, abacusfoundationrepair.com. Ask about $1,000 off, abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. People always ask me why we don't advertise on price. The answer? We advertise on quality. Imagine if Honda Accords were assembled by local car dealers instead of the factory. Well, then you'd pay a lot more attention to the quality of the dealer. Folks, replacing an air conditioner is the same thing. We're assembling that product in your attic, and the most important day of your system's life is the day it's installed. Our installation teams undergo hundreds of hours of hands-on factory and field training, and all of our installs are supervised by senior quality installation experts. Right now with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save up to $3,500 per system. So call 2 other companies and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
There's no better way to bring in customers than with postcards and flyers. You can say a little or say a lot. And these days, if you're looking for the best selection and the best value, the best choice is to go online and do it yourself at Vistaprint.com. In fact, right now at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 postcards starting at just $24.99. That's right, 500 postcards, $24.99. At Vistaprint.com, you'll find all the right sizes and finishes and an expanded range of paper stocks, so you can go basic or go brilliant. And you can do it all quickly and confidently with easy uploads, quick design tools, complimentary design support, and an absolute guarantee that we stand by everything we sell every time for any reason. We'll make it right. So make the smart choice, get the best value, visit Vistaprint.com today, and be sure to enter promo code MARKETING so you can get your 500 postcards starting at just $24.99. But hurry, because while this deal is here today, it expires September 30th. So go to Vistaprint.com today and enter promo code MARKETING.
The phone
following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had numerous credit cards, and I was struggling with paying them off.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360 to talk to a certified counselor.
I had heard about Trinity, so I made the call. They took care of all of my credit cards, and now I am completely debt-free.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
The people at Trinity are very friendly. They will do whatever you need them to do in order for you to feel better about being in a very difficult place.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
My name is Ann, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
1-800-758-5360.
We gave Tom 12 seconds to give 6 reasons why he opened a Mathnasium Learning Center franchise.
Okay. Great income potential. Doing good for kids. Doing what I love. Making math make sense to kids. 500 centers open already. 1 every 3 days. Mathnasium taught me the business. Helps me. Supports me.
Time's up. Pretty good. For franchise information, visit mathnasium.com or take the first step right now. Call 855-361-MATH. That's 855-361-6284.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer.
Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and they've done it again. It has happened yet again. And this time there was Republican help in getting it done. This is the Wells Report. Thanks very much for being a part of it by joining us at 866-660-5759. The Freedom of Information Act is just about the only way that we can ever find out what is going on behind the very tightly closed doors of the theoretically most transparent presidential administration in American history. From what we understand, the part of the Obama trade deal that was denied as existing by both Paul Ryan, who is the theoretical Republican from Wisconsin, and the Obama administration, the part of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, part of Obama trade, that everyone assured us was not there, actually was there the entire time. And that was the immigration part of it. Apparently, it's titled the Temporary Entry for Business Persons. The only person that stood up and said a thing about it was Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama. He warned about the potential of U.S. immigration being included in the Trans-Pacific Partnership. However, House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Representative Paul Ryan and the White House previously and continuously denied any immigration clause existed within the trade deal throughout their push for President Obama's fast-track authority obtained through Congress's passage of the Trade Promotion Authority. It appears now as the fact that was being questioned was actually real the whole time. In other words, the assertion that there was no immigration clause in the Trade Promotion Authority that the Obama administration wanted and was signed off on by Representative Paul Ryan was completely false. Again, the administration lying to our faces, knowing the entire time that indeed this clause existed, and this time getting help from the supposedly Republican Paul Ryan. Breitbart News previously reported the story via documents from WikiLeaks. That indeed there was an entire chapter, roughly 10 pages, dedicated to foreign worker visas in Obama trade. Experts reviewed the documents, told Breitbart News that as currently drafted, the chapter within the trade deal could change current U.S. immigration law relating to foreign worker visas. According to TechDirt.com, Knowledge Ecology International issued a FOIA request to the USTR, United States Trade Representative, in June to obtain the chapter titles for the trade deal, which had been drafted and negotiated, listen to this, which had been drafted and negotiated entirely in secret. You remember the part about all the secrecy surrounding this bill because, well, we didn't want anybody on the other side, those people we'd be negotiating with, to be able to know what we were going to do. We didn't want to tip our hand. No, what we didn't want to do is we didn't want to create a flashpoint that would tell the President of the United States to stop doing this with the unified voices of angry conservatives who once again are watching the President of the United States run roughshod over every possible immigration law that the United States has ever passed legally through a Congress. Unflipping believable. Anyway, the secrecy surrounding all of this was so tight that congressmen could only go into a private room and read this in private, could not take any notes, and were admonished not to talk about the deal. Now we know why. Because they were going to have to vote on this SOB, and they were probably going to vote for it, but they didn't want to have all the American people who would be against it clamoring over every telephone in the United States government to tell them to stop. They lied right to our face. They drafted, negotiated it entirely in secret. Only members of Congress were able to read the draft in a secured room on Capitol Hill. Not even the names of members of Congress who actually read the deal can be revealed to the public or the press. Who came up with that idea? That's all I want to know. I want to know who came up with the rules surrounding the formulation of this godforsaken bill, which once again is a monument to President Obama's ability to lie with a straight face to the American people. And remember this, he wasn't the only one doing it. Paul Ryan was doing it. You know how I keep saying that politics is a coin? On one side, the Democrats, on the other side, the Republican Party, but it's still a political coin nonetheless. Well, it's true. These people honestly believe that we exist solely to empower them. That's it. They use our money. They use our votes. And once we have once they have our money and our votes, they just blow us off like we don't exist. You know why? Because as far as they're concerned, we don't exist, except to empower them for another 2 or 4 years. And so we now know the temporary entry for business persons exists inside the Trade Promotion Authority. Well, what is the exact verbiage of the temporary entry for business persons? Well, that's going to wait for another FOIA request. All we know about it is what's being said in that, according to the experts reviewing the documents, the chapter with the trade deal could change current U.S. immigration law. So now what do you think? You know, I always wondered why it was that the Republicans didn't put up more of a ruckus about the administration lying to us. You know, we knew the president was lying to us. After the bills were passed, of course, we found out that the president was lying to us. He knew exactly what was going on with Obamacare, lied to us, got it passed. And then as soon as it was passed, the story came out. Who cares? Already got passed. Every time the Republicans try to do away with Obamacare, they just get laughed at by the Democrats. You wait until next year when that ridiculous law begins to take effect. You wait. Then you'll know. Then you'll know that all of us sitting here behind these microphones telling you to tell them to stop were right the whole time. And those of us who said, thanks for telling them to stop, but they ignored you anyway, now don't vote for them ever again, we're right again. This is something that we have got to stop. We must stop it. If we do not, we are going to see this republic change into something that no one wants, except politicians. All of us have always thought that the Republicans were right and the Democrats were popular. But what has happened in this very sorry chapter of American politics is we have found out that politics is an entity in and of itself, so powerful, so divisive, that it can even defeat the greatness of the United States of America. How in heaven's name did we allow that to happen? Well, I happen to know the answer. Because we weren't paying attention. Well, we're paying attention now. Who's that thing? Who do we thank for that? Donald Trump. He actually makes the primary process in what would be another sneaky, ulterior, politically driven exercise in telling us who we're going to vote for. He's actually turned some light on that. And what we see, at least as far as I'm concerned, we don't like much. You know, before Trump got into this was going to be a relatively straightforward Republican primary process. Which governor with the best record was going to win? Came down to 3. Bobby Jindal, Scott Walker, Rick Perry. No oxygen in the room. Why? Donald Trump. Donald Trump showed a white-hot spotlight on every incompetent piece of boobery that has existed in American politics for the last 30 years. He placed that boobery on a background of sane business acumen, and suddenly, the ruling class began to look like a collection of puffed up, over-successful, overachieving idiots. Incompetence. So great was the Maskirovka that it happened right in front of our faces. We didn't put 2 and 2 and 2 together. It's enough to make you 6. Six to your stomach. Does that matter to you? You know, I saw a little bit of reporting today that a larger number of people don't believe that the Hillary Clinton email scandal was anything more than just a political ploy. They didn't believe that it was real. Do you believe this is real? Does it matter that our president, and oh, by the way, one of our own, lied to us? Tell me next. This is the Wells Report.
We all know life can get crazy and you're not always near a radio. But one thing is for sure, your phone goes everywhere with you. And now we can too. Download the 660 AM The Answer app to your phone and listen live wherever you go. If you miss any of the Mark Davis Show or the Wells Report, you can catch up whenever, wherever. Plus, dial the 660 AM The Answer studio directly from the app. And it's free. We make it easy to stay connected. Download our app now. 660 AM The Answer.
This is Arthur Brooks, author of The Conservative Heart for townhall.com. Believe it or not, most conservatives believe that the government plays an important role in helping the needy. Indeed, they affirm, along with Friedrich Hayek and President Ronald Reagan, that the social safety net for the truly needy is a great achievement of modern civilization. So why do conservatives so often complain about the safety net? Because as it's currently administered, it doesn't equip citizens to better build meaningful, dignified lives of their own making. The conservative heart provides more help for the poor than subsistence independence. Conservatives define success by how few people need help from government programs, not how many we can enroll for government help. Conservatives don't view the poor as a burden on society in need only of charity. Instead, they view the poor as an untapped resource of strength and growth. That's why conservatives insist on work as a central solution to poverty. I'm Arthur Brooks.
Learn more at townhallreview.com.
Okay, you're on. We are here live from Niagara Falls for this year's Spring Festival. Wait, what?
That'll do it.
Great job, Will. You two, what are you doing?
Sorry, Canada. You had a leak.
Look, it's Will Nell and Fred Thompson from American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.
Guys, come over here. Come here. All right. Here with me now are the guys with American Leak Detection. Please explain yourselves.
Well, at American Leak Detection, we have been detecting and repairing hidden leaks in your home for more than 25 years, big or small.
And all without damaging your home. We can even repair leaks in your swimming pools. Hey, looks like DFW needs us. Just go to AmericanLeakDetection.com to schedule us to come out. That's AmericanLeakDetection.com.
Do you use a CPAP device for sleep apnea? Are you tired of dragging your bulky in-home device everywhere you travel? Then you need to know about Transcend, the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It lets you sleep in total comfort anywhere you go. And right now, you can try it risk-free for 21 days by calling 1-800-500-5711. Transcend from minicpap.com is as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. Transcend is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can sleep comfortably even while flying. Transcend is our smallest, lightest, and most portable mini CPAP design ever, offering all the performance of a bulky standard in-home device. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably. Call minicpap.com now for your 21-day in-home trial. 1-800-500-5711. Again, that's 1-800-500-5711.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for more information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years. And great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through September 30th, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. We cover these stories. We cover these stories in good faith. We have people that show up and tell us what's happening. We talked about this issue with Pete Sessions from the Texas 32nd, right here on this radio show, right here in this studio. We asked about the secrecy. We asked about what all that meant. We asked why it was that way. Well, as it turns out, it looks like the deal was being made in the background with us being dealt out of the game. Do I believe Pete Sessions knew what was going on when it was happening? I don't know. I know Pete Sessions pretty well. Sure like to ask him about it. Sure looks bad. He knows that I'm a conservative. He knows I'm a Tea Party guy. He knows that I will cut to the chase. He also knows that I respect his office and I respect him as a man. Those people who get people like Pete Sessions on the show and for whatever reason try to beat him up to look tough and rough and more into or more qualified to deal with the issues than the actual man who's dealing with the issues, that's always made me cringe. I call it the Matt Lauer school of absurdist interviewing. What we do with people on these circumstances or in these circumstances, we put them on the record. We don't fight with them. Am I concerned about this? You bet I am. Will I have a conversation with Pete Sessions about this? Yes, I will. Will it be on the air? I don't know. That depends on him. But I want to know why all this stuff was negotiated in secret. I want to know why I don't get to know which Republicans went into this secured room, saw all this stuff, and didn't hit the alarm button. I want to know how that works. I'm sure Pete will have a great answer. But that's what I'm asking. These people are our employees. They are our employees. We trust them to represent our interests in the greatest government in the history of the human endeavor. But that government only exists at that level, at that echelon, when those taking part in it realize that they work for us and not the other way around. But I'm as sick as I can possibly be of government like this. And I know you are too. And boy, do we have a chance to do something about it. I wonder if we will. This is the Wells Report.
From Plano to Denton down to Louisville too. Hot Finds has it. Also in McKinney, we'll prove it to you. Hot Finds has it.
Hot Finds is by far the best dealership I've ever bought a car from. The entire car buying experience was seamless, and I'll definitely be buying there again.
And now at both locations of Huffine Chevrolet in Plano and Louisville, get Texas-size savings on a Texas-size selection during Huffine's Summer Bonus Tag Sales event. Plus, Huffine Chevrolet saves you even more with the highest cash rebates, the lowest financing available, and top dollar for your trade. In Plano, see Ray Huffine Chevrolet at Coit Road in Plano Parkway. And in Louisville, Huffine Chevrolet on I-35. For more, click to huffines.net. Chevy, find new roads.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I want to share with you one of the smartest things I ever did, a whole house full of windows from Statewide Remodeling. The benefits were instant. The house looked great. The resale value went way up. And the most important thing, I was saving money immediately on energy bills in the heat of the summer and the cold of the winter. Let me send you to StatewideRemodeling.com. In fact, StatewideRemodeling.com, or visit the showrooms in Irving or Collin Creek Mall in Plano. See the windows that I'm talking about. It's fantastic people doing great work and 50% off window installations and 100% financing with approved credit. The time is now to get your home energy efficient. Those builder's grade windows, you are leaking air conditioning out into the hot out of doors. Stop doing that. Get energy efficiency and beauty from windows with Statewide Remodeling. They've done so many things for me. I love them, and you will too. StatewideRemodeling.com. Check them out. Give them a call, 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. You will love your new windows from StatewideRemodeling.com.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net and start packing.
I just sneaked into my kids' rooms and took temperatures while they're sleeping, thanks to my Exergen thermometer. All I did was swipe their foreheads for a few seconds. It didn't even wake them up. My sister, the nurse, told us about the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer, and it's the best. Real value for the money and truly a lifesaver. Now I don't have to deal with ears or rears, if you know what I mean.
I'm Dr. Frank Pompey, founder of Exergen. Thousands of hospitals and clinics rely on temporal scanners. I'm confident you will too.
The Exergen temporal scanner. Pick one up at Costco and other fine retailers, or visit us at Exergen.com.
Know what's always on my mind, kid? Safety. I live, eat, and breathe safety. When I wake up in the morning, I have a large cup of safety with 2 sugars and a dash of safety. Safety matters. Your safety, my safety, everybody's safety. That's why I love Grainger. Grainger has the products, services, and resources to help keep our facility safe and our people safer. Now pass me one of those safety donuts over there. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you ready to take your diabetes management to the next level? Put the Contour Next meter to the test and challenge your meter. The Contour Next meter makes testing easy and highly accurate with close to lab level results. And J.D. Power ranked Bayer's portfolio of meters highest in customer satisfaction with blood glucose meters. So take the challenge. Go to ContourNextChallenge.com, get a free meter, and enter to win free test strips. Find Contour Next at your local Health Mart.
And now, a touching moment while staying in touch with Geico.
It was a warm summer day. I was just sitting on a porch watching a babbling brook roll by. Then, out of the blue, I got an update from my Geico app saying my claim had been processed. I felt so connected to nature, to Geico. I stayed there the whole afternoon until that guy told me to stop trespassing on his porch. Sheesh. What was his problem?
Claim status updates just a few taps away on the Geico app.
660 AM. The answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. So Donald Trump showed up in Dallas today and spoke at the AAC. I wonder what other people saw or thought of his amazing what his other campaign folks, his fellow campaigners were thinking. If that sounded like I was trying to figure something out while I was doing something else, well, that's because I was trying to figure something out while I was doing something else. Hang on just a quick second here. I'm trying to figure out what happened to the broadcast. There it is. Thank you. I found it now. Now I can get back to what I'm doing. All right. You're killing me. 866-660-5759. You're listening to the Wells Report. Let's talk about some of the other people running for president. Scott Walker got my attention today. As a matter of fact, I know. Here's how he did it. He said he wants to rein in organized labor. That is a battle that brought the Wisconsin governor to national prominence to begin with. He has a 4-part power to the people plan, which calls for eliminating federal employee unions and the National Labor Relations Board. He wants to make every state a right-to-work state, just like Texas, and end special interest giveaways that drive up costs for taxpayers. He is completely and totally correct. The number of people making 6 figures in government service has like tripled in the last 10 years. It's ridiculous. And the reason it's tripled in the last 10 years is because of federal employee unions. That is civil service work. There should be no official collective bargaining between the people running the government and the government. I don't know how that happened. Can you find out how that happened? How did collective bargaining ever start in the civil service work system? How did that ever happen? It costs us. It costs us an outrageously huge amount of money every single year. It truly does. It's made these unions for whatever way you want to say it. What it's done is it's made these unions into genuine political powerhouses. And it's not working. Once again, if this stuff works, I'll sit there and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's working. There were a lot of people that were very, very upset at the policies of John Kennedy, the 35th president of the United States. There was a political cartoon that says, gosh, we'd very much like to harshly criticize President Kennedy and his policies, but currently we're making record income, we're making record profits, and we don't want to interrupt that right now. Well, what we've got right this very minute is the exact opposite. What we've got now is we've got such, this is so out of control. It costs us billions, if not trillions of dollars. And Scott Walker is the first guy to say what I've been saying on this radio broadcast for a long time. He calls it the power to the people plan, eliminates federal employee unions and the National Labor Relations Board. It makes every state a right-to-work state and ends special interest giveaways that would raise costs for nearly everything for us. The two-term governor's rise to power started in 2011, just weeks after taking office. He proposed a plan that would effectively end collective bargaining for most public workers in Wisconsin. Loud and angry protests ensued. The entire American labor movement descended on Wisconsin and the head and shoulders of Scott Walker. They got the changes through the state legislature. 2012, Scott Walker became the first U.S. governor to prevail in a recall election staged by Democrats and the unions. Just as Walker successfully implemented common sense reforms in Wisconsin that took power away from big government special interests, gave it back to hardworking taxpayers, his campaign says he's got a plan to do the same thing in Washington. Walker is let me try this again in English. Walker is a favorite among fiscal and social conservatives. He began his White House campaign as the frontrunner, 11% of the early vote, about 5 percentage points below his high mark of 16% in April. He's at 5% now. This according to the most recent averaging of polls by RealClearPolitics.com. A Quinnipiac University poll released last Friday showed him at 3% among likely caucus goers in Iowa, which in February becomes the first state to vote in a presidential primary. Keep something in mind. It's actually not a primary, it's a caucus. Anyway, that being said, keep in mind that a lot of funny things happen in Iowa. Nobody had any idea that Rick Santorum was even in the mix until he won it. Shortly after the start of his second term, Walker made Wisconsin a right-to-work state, which means workers are no longer required to pay union dues as a condition of employment. Several of Walker's proposals are focused on unions for workers at all levels of government, while others would also affect private sector unions. Labor law experts said such an effort, if successful, doggone it. Labor law experts say such an effort, if successful, would substantially reduce the power of organized labor in America. And that is something we should do. It is, however, cyclical. Just to make sure you understand something here. As we have this conversation, union power in American politics is at an all-time high, and it's destroying the country. The pendulum will swing back. We will enact whatever is necessary to get rid of that union power. For 10 or 20 or maybe even as long as 30 years. The pendulum will be basically swinging back the other direction as government managers ride willy-nilly and roughshod over their own employees and create a mess that creates a clamor for union support in Washington again for federal union, for federal workers. That's what happened. That's what happened right before Ronald Reagan took office. Do you remember the Air Traffic Controllers Union? It wasn't actually a union. It was an association that was called a union. Well, one day, everybody in the Air Traffic Controllers Union said, you know what? We're finished. Forced overtime, unsafe conditions, and they were correct, by the way. It was forced overtime, unsafe circumstances. And they went on strike. And Ronald Reagan fired every single one of them. It was illegal. It was exactly the right thing to do. And suddenly we had a real problem with air traffic control in the United States. But we overcame it. No one lost their lives because of it. But I will tell you, those air traffic controllers were correct. They were pushing tin, as they call it, under just about sweatshop conditions. The stress was just immeasurable. There were a lot of guys that just died on console. Now, remember, most of these guys were doing what my dad was doing, living on coffee and cigarettes, stress, tension, and nicotine, caffeine, and ulcers. Things were different then. But that being said, all that was the precursor for the pendulum swinging back and forth. And we'll see that again. We'll see that again. But right now, what we need to do is exactly what Scott Walker's talking about. We need to find something else to do with these federal government workers' unions. They're not doing us, we the people, any good at all. This is not a federal republic. This is the United States of America. Then there's Ben Carson. Ben Carson, as reported by the Texas Tribune, cloaked in soft lighting, leaning casually against a podium. Ben Carson delivered a speech that sounded more moralistic than motivational, more paternal than partisan. In other words, not that political at all. He's number 2 in most of the polls, by the way. That's exactly the point as the retired neurosurgeon quietly rises to the top of the GOP field for president across the country. Now, remember, he's way behind Donald Trump, but he's still there. Another one of those outsiders that provides a very attractive alternative to the ruling class in the United States. A political class that has run the country off the road. It's time to throw the bums out. In lieu of who? Well, maybe Ben Carson. Primary voters have long harbored a visceral aversion to Washington, D.C. It was here last Thursday night in one of the reddest counties in one of the reddest states that Carson sought to tap into that discontent, explicitly reminding his audience he is anything but a politician. He goes, the fact of the matter is traditional politicians will not talk to you about the fiscal gap because it's too frightening and they want to be reelected. But I'm not a politician, so I will talk about it and can talk about it. Some GOP hopefuls have promoted their Texas outreach as part of a long game strategy involving the several southern states that are set to vote March 1st in what's being called the SEC primary. But Carson's several trips to the state as a candidate, at least 5 according to his campaign, have come and gone with relatively little fanfare. His aides make no bones about where his priorities currently lie, the first 4 early voting states. Still, Carson is well aware of the anti-Washington mood that is dominating the summer. He's keeping his eye on Texas, where early scant polling has shown he's more than holding his own against GOP candidates with stronger ties to the state, like Ted Cruz and Jeb Bush. Doug Watts, spokesman for Carson's campaign, says, I don't know if there's a state in the country that's more anti-government, anti-Washington, anti-politician than Texas. It's historically been that way. That's why they've adopted Dr. Carson in such a strong way. Now there's something else interesting that's brewing. Paige Winfield Cunningham of the Washington Examiner wrote a story about Ben Carson talking about whether or not he was too nice to run for president. Ben Carson, retired neurosurgeon, once separated half of someone's brain to save their lives and did it. The question is whether or not he's too nice to run for president.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think there's anything wrong with being nice. But you have to recognize that, my life is multifaceted. Growing up, having multiple jobs, experiencing every level, socioeconomic level in our country, spending multiple years in corporate America, 18 years on the board of Kellogg, 16 years on the board of Costco. I have a lot of experience doing things, starting a national nonprofit, 9 out of 10 of which fail. Ours not only has not failed, it's working in all 50 states and has won major national awards that are only given to one nonprofit in the country a year. So, it's ridiculous to think that the only thing that I can do is neurosurgery. I find it quite humorous when people say, he's an idiot savant, he only knows neurosurgery. Just the fact that they would say something like that, they don't know what it takes to become a neurosurgeon. That's pretty idiotic itself.
One thing that's very, very good about this, you pretty much, back in the day, you pretty much knew what a political candidate was going to say. Those days may be gone forever. And that's good, don't you think? Again, where does that come back to? Comes back to Donald Trump, making it okay to be a human being and a political candidate. Will the American public be able to stand the strain? This is the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm CNN's Dana Bash, and along with Hugh Hewitt and my colleague and debate moderator Jake Tapper, we're inviting you to the next Republican presidential candidates debate on September 16th, live on CNN and right here on your favorite radio station. We'll question the 2016 GOP hopefuls, and our radio coverage will include your reaction as well.
That coverage will begin on Wednesday at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Are you a business owner who's jealous of some of the great commercials you hear right here on 660 AM The Answer? Do you feel a little left out when a clever commercial plays and you wish it was about you instead? Nothing's worse than hearing a catchy commercial from a competitor who is raking in new customers each day while you still aren't advertising on the radio. It's not too late. I can still help you. My name is Brad Ballard, and I work here at 660 AM The Answer. Call me today at 214-561-9116, and I can turn you into the company everyone wants to work with. That's 214-561-9116. It's much more affordable than you might think. Don't let another competitor pass you by. Call me today at 214-561-9116, and we'll get you on the radio right away. I'll meet with you personally to brainstorm the best message possible that will rise above the rest. It's time to grow your business and sound like one of the big boys. So don't wait. Call me at 214-561-9116.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through September 30th, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
There are times when people need a little extra money, honest, hardworking people, and some banks don't always make it fast or easy. But finally, there's a company that gets it that could help my listeners that need the money. Avant. You simply go to avantoffer.com to check your rate risk-free with no effect on your FICO score. Complete your application in minutes, and the funds could be in your account as soon as tomorrow. If any of my listeners need a loan between $1,000 and $35,000, go to avantoffer.com. Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after you make your first payment on time. For this offer and to check your rate risk-free, go to avantoffer.com and enter promo code Prager. That's AVANT offer.com, promo code Prager. Loans made by WebBank and by affiliates of Avant Incorporated. California loans offered by Avant are made under finance lender's license number 603K124. Funds are generally deposited via ACH for delivery next business day if approved by 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
There's no better way to bring in customers than with postcards and flyers. You can say a little or say a lot. And these days, if you're looking for the best selection and the best value, the best choice is to go online and do it yourself at Vistaprint.com. In fact, right now at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 postcards starting at just $24.99. That's right, 500 postcards, $24.99. At Vistaprint.com, you'll find all the right sizes and finishes and an expanded range of paper stocks, so you can go basic or go brilliant. And you can do it all quickly and confidently with easy uploads, quick design tools, complimentary design support, and an absolute guarantee that we stand by everything we sell, every time, for any reason, or we'll make it right. So make the smart choice, get the best value, visit Vistaprint.com today, and be sure to enter promo code MARKETING so you can get your 500 postcards starting at just $24.99. But hurry, because while this deal is here today, it expires September 30th. So go to Vistaprint.com today and enter promo code MARKETING.
Hey neighbor, it's me, that guy 2 desks away that never takes a sick day. Seriously, you can always count on me to show up even if I feel terrible. Which reminds me, I have the flu, and if you're one of the 63% of people that didn't get their flu shot, you can get it from me. You really should get a flu shot at Rite Aid, where you'll also get a free cold and flu protection plan to protect you from people like me. Another reason Rite Aid says with us, it's personal.
Flu vaccines available while supplies last. Age restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacist for details.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, not just Kim Davis. No, apparently there are local officials in several other states also refraining from granting licenses or performing same-sex marriage ceremonies, drawing stepped-up scrutiny from gay marriage supporters. In North Carolina, all 4 magistrates in rural McDowell County have recused themselves from performing civil wedding ceremonies for any couple. The moves are allowed under a state law passed in June that allows certain public officials to avoid marriage duties if they have religious objections. So far, 32 magistrates across the state, 5% of the total, have done so, according to the state administrative officer of the court. As a result of a void in McDowell County, magistrates from neighboring Rutherford County have been driving in to perform ceremonies 3 days a week during reduced hours. Tanya Hampton, the McDowell County Register of Deeds, whose office issues marriage licenses, said the documents continue to be available during regular hours. It's business as usual for us. So let's see. Nick Williams, Washington County probate judge, he said stopped issuing licenses immediately after the U.S. Supreme Court ruling. He said that ruling was ill-advised and invalid because marriage is a state issue. By not issuing licenses to anyone, I'm not discriminating against anyone. Under Alabama law, probate judge may issue marriage licenses but aren't obligated to. So she's not alone. She is not alone. And what are conservatives demanding of GOP candidates regarding this particular issue? Stick around. I'll tell you next. You're listening to The Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Jerry Bailey, and I'm the host of your radio show, The Retirement Hour. What we will do on the Retirement Hour show is we'll show you how to keep those stock market type gains. We'll show you how to make more money in the bank with no risk to your money. We'll also show you here on the Retirement Hour how to pass your money on to your children with nobody stepping in between. You'll learn how to always have the money you have today. Jerry Bailey, I'm the host on the Retirement Hour right here on 660 AM each Saturday and Sunday morning at 7 a.m.
This is Arthur Brooks, author of The Conservative Heart for townhall.com. Believe it or not, most conservatives believe that the government plays an important role in helping the needy. Indeed, they affirm, along with Friedrich Hayek and President Ronald Reagan, that the social safety net for the truly needy is a great achievement of modern civilization. So why do conservatives so often complain about the safety net? Because as it's currently administered, it doesn't equip citizens to better build meaningful, dignified lives of their own making. The conservative heart provides more help for the poor than subsistence independence. Conservatives define success by how few people need help from government programs, not how many we can enroll for government help. Conservatives don't view the poor as a burden on society in need only of charity. Instead, they view the poor as an untapped resource of strength and growth. That's why conservatives...
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Here we go. Will the next newcomer moving into your neighborhood be from Syria? On the next edition of the Wells Report, we're going to speak with Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. He is the president and founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. He's going to talk to us a little bit about this amazing outflux of Syrian refugees from that tortured country to the rest of the world, including the United States, including Texas. What does the future hold for those of us getting to know Syrians? Next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, thanks very much for this opportunity. And man, it was great hearing from you last night when you had gone to the Trump event. Let me try this again. Mark Davis, thanks for this opportunity to drop by. First things first, let me say thank you for dropping by my show last night to talk about the great event with Donald Trump at the ACC. That you were there and you would share what you found there was so nice. I appreciate you, Wingman. Thank you so much. Coming up tonight, we're going to speak with the founder and president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the next newcomer moving. Golly. As I choke on my own spitball. Sorry. I'm from North Carolina. It's the ACC, baby. Mark Davis, before I go any further, thank you very much for spending time first at the Donald Trump event last night at the AAC and then telling us all about it on the Wells Report. Thank you, Wingman. That was so cool. Coming up tonight on the Wells Report, we're going to have Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. He's the president and founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the next newcomer moving into our neighborhood, being from Syria. Yeah, thousands and thousands and thousands of Syrians move away from that tortured country out into the world, and those people include the United States, and that includes Texas. What does it mean to you? Dr. Zuhdi Jasser will tell us next time on the Wells Report.
The man, the race, and the landscape looking ahead to the Wednesday night debate. And as always, any breaking news from overnight on other stories that needs our attention. So let's assemble for a Tuesday morning and share notes.
The Mark Davis Show, weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Have you put off seeing the dentist because you can't afford to go? Are big dental bills taking a big toll on your wallet? Would you like to have dental insurance but think it's too expensive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company for a free information kit. See how you can help protect your teeth and your wallet for less than $1 a day. 1-800-944-0314. This is real dental insurance that can help cover over 300 procedures, all the ones you're most likely to need. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies. Even if you're retired or on Medicare, you can see any dentist you choose and you'll never pay a deductible. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-944-0314. That's 1-800-944-0314. 1-800-944-0314.
Did you know a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, you might not sleep so well. But now, SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs, and it's completely hands-free. For a limited time, you can try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-400-5241.
SoClean changed the CPAP experience for the better. My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean destroys CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs with no hassle. Never have to clean your machine by hand again. There's no water, chemicals, or disassembly. Just pop in your mask, close the lid, and presto, your CPAP system is clean and fresh in minutes. Call SoClean.com to try it risk-free at home for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer only available by calling 1-800-400-5241. That's 1-800-400-5241.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You've heard me talk about how great it was for Josh DeShong to take the reins and sell our house. I want him to do the same for you, and I asked Josh how he can make that promise to agree on a sales price and a time frame, and if it doesn't happen, he buys your house. How's that working out?
We can drive more exposure than anybody else can on our properties. The more exposure means more money.
It's basically legwork, doing the marketing, getting that first. You only need one buyer. Always heard you say you need one buyer. Your job, find it.
Yep, exactly. And so the more people that see the property, the more somebody ends up paying for it, the more it's better for everybody all around. So we've been at right now to about a house a day this year.
Josh DeShong Real Estate, top ranked for a reason. Call them at 972-325-6644 or the website getsold.net. When it's time to get serious about selling that home, call the man who did it for us, Josh DeShong, 972-325-6644 or getsold.net, 972-325-6644. 6644.
2 little tablets is all it takes to get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is the #1 drug-free hair growth supplement in the U.S., with 1 box being sold every minute globally. It's clinically proven, loved by celebrities, and recommended by doctors. And right now, a 90-day supply of Viviscal is being offered in your area risk-free plus free shipping. Call 800-481-7987. Viviscal nourishes from within. It makes thin hair full hair beautiful, and promotes the growth of thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is so effective, 96% of women would recommend it to a friend. Listen to this.
It's vibrant, shiny, bouncy, everything you want your hair to be. I love Viviscal because it works. It completely works.
Want to try Viviscal? Every listener that calls can try it risk-free for 90 days, plus free shipping. Get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Call now, 800-481-7987. 800-481-7987. That's 800-481-7987.
Know what's always on my mind, kid? Safety. I live, eat, and breathe safety. When I wake up in the morning, I have a large cup of safety with 2 sugars and a dash of safety. Safety matters. Your safety, my safety, everybody's safety. That's why I love Grainger. Grainger has the products, services, and resources to help keep our facility safe and our people safer. Now pass me one of those safety donuts over there. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The holiday concert of the year is returning to Dallas December 6th at American Airlines Center. Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops together again on stage performing holiday classics. Dallas's newest holiday tradition will fill American Airlines Center with the holiday spirit. Sunday, December 6th, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops at American Airlines Center. Tickets on sale now online at Ticketmaster.com by calling 800-745-3000 or at the American Airlines Center box office.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. We have a problem in our nation. It is one that has been illustrated in painful detail on the front pages of newspapers across our land. And the problem that we have is our judicial branch of government. The reason why the American government works so well is because it works so well with human nature, except for the judicial branch. It expects people to be more than people. Our framers decided that those among us who we would appoint as or elect or find upright enough to stand in judgment over the rest of us, they would assume that these would be more supernatural human beings than the average. As we have found out, again, in painful reality, this is not true. A conservative watchdog group wants Republican presidential candidates to speak out about who they would appoint to the Supreme Court. The Judicial Crisis Network, led by a former law clerk to Justice Clarence Thomas, began running television and digital ads in Ohio and New Hampshire today, reminding potential GOP voters of the mistakes Republican presidents have made with past high court nominations, including Chief Justice John Roberts, a George W. Bush nominee, heralded at the time as a solid conservative, the type of justice GOP candidates should avoid next time. In fact, if you believe that Justice John Roberts is one of these rhino moderate Republicans, then what has happened here is that we have found ourselves in a situation where we've been had. By whom? By progressives. That's whom. Big government people. They exist in both parties. They are some of the most destructive people in the United States population. The spot says, the commercial says, demand justices with a proven record of upholding the Constitution. We can't afford more surprises. That is being said as photos of Roberts, Anthony Kennedy, retired Justice David Souter appear on screen. Kennedy was named to the court by Ronald Reagan, Souter by George H.W. Bush. By the way, you will hear some of that on this radio station, as we are owned by the Salem Radio Network. We are in a situation where the United States works because of its ability to self-regulate. The United States is, for all intents and purposes, a self-regulating society. We do govern ourselves very well, I'll say. At least up until recently. And what we do is we take away the power from people who abuse it. And the next group of people abusing their power is the judicial branch of government. These people need to be reminded in very harsh and snapping reality that while the intent is to indeed appoint them for life as an independent judiciary, they had, by God, better start acting like it, or they will have to run for election like any other politician. And I am talking about Sotomayor and all of those justices. Elena Kagan, my favorite example. She is not a justice of the Supreme Court. She is a politician playing justice. That's it. She has no business on the Supreme Court of the United States. There has to be some sort of public accountability. The framers of our Constitution did not agree. There are people who make a very strong case that these people, regardless of the whim of the moment, the politics of the day, usually get it right. That may be. But I got to be perfectly honest with you. They're going to have to really go some to explain to me that this is okay. They're going to have to. The the judicial gymnastics involved in Obamacare and so many other things that this court has managed to get through, I think speaks for themselves as to just how far out of kilter this system is. So what we have now is an inevitable fight between the fashionability of gay marriage and the abject American reality of freedom of religion. All these people could see was the political imperative, meaning they aren't justices, meaning that they are indeed politicians. And that's okay. If they want to be politicians, fine. Then we'll make them run for their office. Ted Cruz has suggested retention elections. I don't know that that wouldn't be a bad idea. I would suggest that retention elections be, I think, 4 years. The first one ought to be 4 years after you've been appointed, 8 years after that. That's what I think. But then again, when you start thinking about this, you also have to remember that that creates a court at the whim of politics. those of us who are conservative very frustrated with what we've seen come out of this court. But then you start thinking about the electioneering, mainly practiced by Democrats. The reality of which is that indeed, if there is a corrupt judiciary and the solution is to turn it into some kind of accountability through election to the people of the United States, we had first better make damn sure that only the people of the United States are voting in those elections. Don't you think? And we can't get that. These people are so screwed up. The justices of America's judicial branch are so screwed up, you don't have to show an ID before you vote. That's how absolutely incredibly stupid these people are. These people are so stupid, and I refer to them as legalist idiot savants. These people are so stupid they don't know what marriage is. And they imposed their ignorance on the rest of us. These are the people that our framers intended us to appoint to keep the peace and law, except they don't do it. They don't. And we're going to be stuck with them for quite a while unless we do something about it. Like I said, retention election, great. What happens when somebody does something that creates a recall election for a judge? Say Scott Walker gets his he decides that he gets his chance. He's elected president. He gets his chance to actually do away with federal government employee unions. That's going to spend a lot of its time working its way through the court system. Let's say, for example, the swing vote in the Supreme Court turns aside the union, and suddenly federal employees are civil service instead of union workers again. What would happen? Well, there'd be a big court fight. That's what would happen. And the swing vote votes for the end of employee unions. And everyone in the American political labor movement comes down like a ton of bricks, demands a recall election for that justice, and is indeed successful. Then you have yet another liberal voice. You do that 2 or 3 times, it doesn't make any difference who the president is. Unless it's the president of the SEIU. Well, these people need to stop. These justices, they need to stop. They need to knock it off. This isn't the United States. This is not the United States of Roberts. It's not the United States of Kagan. It's not the United States of Sotomayor or any of the rest. It's the United States of America. And there are stark implications for when our leadership, our Supreme Court, our president, our Justice Department our Justice Department starts straying away from the laws of the land. There are stark realities that go with that. Some of those are deadly. What am I talking about? I'll explain coming up in just a couple of seconds. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is Monday night in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. We're glad you're here. We're hoping you're having a good time with us. If you've got a comment, a question, join us. 866-660-5759. Truth spoken here. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Let's talk about in-home sales. When I have a salesman in my home, I only want to know two things. What do I really need and how much does it cost? I just don't have time for the whole dog and pony show. So that's how we structured our sales process. There's no drawn-out sales presentation, and we don't waste your time with silly gimmicks. There's no haggling, no calling the sales manager for a secret conversation you're not a part of, and most importantly, no pressure. We simply lay out all the options, discuss the benefits, and then let you choose what's best for you. We give you the right price the first time. It's just easier that way. Right now, you can save over $3,500 on a new Carrier Infinity system. So call two other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Dallas Baptist University Women's Night Out featuring Shonda Pierce, Thursday, October 15th, 2015, with Lindsay McCall and Karen Williams.
You ever tried to put on a pair of Spanx in an airplane bathroom? My body twisted in ways I didn't know could.
Focus on the funny. Get your women's group together for a fun night out. Women's Night Out at Northwood Church in Keller, Texas.
So, there I was. I didn't want to give in to the peer pressure, but they already had their bags of mascara out and their lipstick, and I'm like, what I got? Blistex.
Tickets on sale at iTickets.com. Call 1-800-965-9324. For group tickets, go to getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751. Buy 10 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket. Buy 30 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket and get 2 free tickets. From Salem Media Group, Inc. and Awakening Events.
Are you ready to take your education to the next level? Arizona State University now offers over 90 top-tier degree programs, 100% online. With ASU's highly ranked online programs, you'll earn the same degree as our on-campus students, with the ability to learn wherever you want, whenever you want. Same world-renowned faculty, same leading education, same global recognition from one of the top universities in the world. Call 1-800-505-8965. That's 1-800-505-8965.
I'm Jamie from Sherman Oaks, and I just graduated with my degree from Arizona State University. I chose ASU because I received the quality education I deserve in the major I wanted, all from my home.
Jamie's not the only one to earn a degree from ASU. There are over 90 degree programs offered 100% online from one of the top universities. Now's the time to learn more about earning your degree online from Arizona State University. Call 1-800-505-8965. That's 1-800-505-8965.
Are you a business owner who is jealous of some of the great commercials you hear right here on 660 AM The Answer? Do you feel a little left out when a clever commercial plays and you wish it was about you instead? Nothing's worse than hearing a catchy commercial from a competitor who is raking in new customers each day while you still aren't advertising on the radio. It's not too late. I can still help you. My name is Brad Ballard, and I work here at 660 AM The Answer. Call me today at 214-561-9116, and I can turn you into the company everyone wants to work with. That's 214-561-9116. It's much more affordable than you might think. Don't let another competitor pass you by. Call me today at 214-561-9116, and we'll get you on the radio right away. I'll meet with you personally to brainstorm the best message possible that will rise above the rest. It's time to grow your business and sound like one of the big boys. So don't wait. Call me at 214-561-9116.
For over 75 years, Geico's been about consistency, as in we've consistently helped people save money on their car insurance. And to prove it, we'll air one of our first radio commercials from over 75 years ago.
At Geico, we're all about consistency, as in we consistently help people save money on their car insurance. To prove it, you can call Geico. Call us today, call us tomorrow, call us 75 years from now.
That was way more consistent than I expected.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years. And great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through September 30th, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. We, the people of the United States, have watched as our judicial system has run dangerously off course. Our president says that the Congress and the Constitution and all of that are just in his way. And if the legislative process does not work, as far as he's concerned, he'll just go around it. And he's done it time and time again. And unfortunately, that has occurred with help from the very institution he's trying to get rid of, the Congress. The Wall Street Journal, in an opinion piece, in a commentary by Heather McDonald, says that America's legal order has begun to fray. After 2 decades of the most remarkable crime drop in U.S. history, law enforcement has come to this. I'm deliberately not getting involved in things I would have gotten involved in the 1990s and 2000s. I won't get out of my car for a reasonable suspicion stop. I will if there's a violent felony committed in my presence, but not if I'm just somewhat suspicious. A virulent anti-police campaign over the past year, fueled by not just a discredited narrative about a police shooting in Ferguson, Missouri, but by the Justice Department, the Attorney General, the President of the United States, politicians virtually at every level. Because of this, police face lethal threats every time they suit up. They cannot engage in any kind of crime or criminal activity that involves someone of a different race. They'll see their names splattered all over the front page of the newspaper, on television, in some cases across the entire country. And so what do? They back off. And what does that mean? That means the crime rate, which has dropped virtually every year, is making a comeback. What does the Washington Post call it? Washington, D.C.'s summer of blood. More people have been killed in America's capital than comprise the entire membership of the United States Senate, and that's only in 2015. How could this be? There is no more city in America with more gun control law. How in heaven's name could this possibly be? They say what's a little mayhem on the streets around the protected federal enclave compared with the unbridled desire of many congressional silo dwellers to rid the United States of Planned Parenthood or close down the federal government if they can't. For some in the city's ecclesiastical community, it all comes down to making this month's papal visit to Washington a heavenly success. For others, what matters is protecting the notions of religious freedom and sacred turf. For most, it's making sure the collection plate, the tithing program, and the ongoing need for donations commands the attention of congregates, the faithful or otherwise. What do we have going on? It's a nation out of control. More next. This is the Wells Report.
Sean Hannity thinks Hillary Clinton has more to worry about than her campaign.
If they find those lost 33,000 emails, the one she's deleted, you're going to not only find classified information, the whole Benghazi issue is going to be brought to an entire new level. And instead of worrying about being elected president, her biggest fear is going to be how much time she may have to spend in jail.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I want to share with you one of the smartest things I ever did, a whole house full of windows from Statewide Remodeling. The benefits were instant. The house looked great. The resale value went way up. And the most important thing, I was saving money immediately on energy bills in the heat of the summer and the cold of the winter. Let me send you to statewide-remodeling.com. In fact, statewide-remodeling.com, or visit the showrooms in Irving or Collin Creek Mall in Plano. See the windows that I'm talking about. It's fantastic people doing great work and 50% off window installations and 100% financing with approved credit. The time is now to get your home energy efficient. Those builder's grade windows, you are leaking air conditioning out into the hot out of doors. Stop doing that. Get energy efficiency and beauty from windows with Statewide Remodeling. They've done so many things for me. I love them and you will too. Statewide-remodeling.com. Check them out. Give them a call, 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. You will love your new windows from statewide-remodeling.com.
Call 267-8433 because the next best thing to do is Dalworth Clean.
Hi, Cheryl here for Dalworth Clean. You've been hearing the Dalworth jingle for almost 40 years. And when you hear it, you probably think carpet cleaning. But Dalworth offers so much more. Dalworth can clean and restore every type of flooring in your home, including those beautiful hardwood floors. Most wood floor care products leave a layer of acrylic wax that builds up over time, leaving your floor with a dull, often scruffy appearance. And they no longer clean up like they used to. Dalworth offers a wood floor revitalization process that can remove this buildup and return your floor to its original finish. This week, you can save $100 off 400 square feet or more of wood floor revitalization. So call Dalworth today and find out why it's really true. The next best thing to new is Dalworth Clean. Or visit us at dalworth.com, where you can make your appointment 24/7.
Hey, Mark Davis with my friend Dr. Rich Bevan Thomas, one of the great doctors over at the USMD Prostate Cancer Center, about the latest in what's going on in their effort to knock down prostate cancer.
Right now, we're focusing more and more on diagnostics. In other words, how do we find those men with prostate cancer? And one of the things that we just opened up was our imaging center, and we are now designated a Siemens Center of Excellence. And what we'll do is that for men who either have a previous history of either a biopsy or an elevated PSA, we'll get an MRI on their prostates, and we can now find those lesions that we can potentially target. And if there's a lesion on there, we then bring them over to the cancer center, and then we actually do what's called a fusion biopsy. It's really helping us find those patients with those intermediate and even high-grade disease that we can really help if we find them early enough and we treat them.
To schedule an appointment with one of their highly experienced physicians like Dr. Rich Bevan Thomas, or just to get more info, go to 888prostate.com. That's 888prostate.com. It's where I've sent you for years to find out more about the wonderful folks at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. 888prostate.com.
There are times when people need a little extra money, honest, hardworking people, and some banks don't always make it fast or easy. But finally, there's a company that gets it that could help my listeners that need the money. Avant. You simply go to avantoffer.com to check your rate risk-free with no effect on your FICO score. Complete your application in minutes, and the funds could be in your account as soon as tomorrow. If any of my listeners need a loan between $1,000 and $35,000, go to avantoffer.com. Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after you make your first payment on time. for this offer and to check your rate risk-free. Go to avantoffer.com and enter promo code Prager. That's AVANT offer.com, promo code Prager. Loans made by WebBank and by affiliates of Avant Incorporated. California loans offered by Avant are made under finance lender's license number 603K124. Funds are generally deposited via ACH for delivery next business day if approved by 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
The holiday concert of the year is returning to Dallas December 6th at American Airlines Center. Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops together again on stage performing holiday classics. Dallas's newest holiday tradition will fill American Airlines Center with the holiday spirit. Sunday, December 6th, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops at American Airlines Center. Tickets on sale now online at Ticketmaster.com by calling 800-745-3000 or at the American Airlines Center box office.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Have you been paying attention to just exactly what's been going on regarding our police officers? It's been horrific. It's been amazing. We sit here and we go through all of this stuff every single day, and we read all of these things. And we note that when the leadership of the United States does something, people around the country pick up on it. People in the United States are not stupid. They do realize when they are being given an opportunity to do something, not all of it legal, not all of it nice, a lot of it just plain horrific. So far in the United States, 25 police officers have been killed. That's well over 2 every month. Most of them have been killed in an ambush style, very close to just plain executions, if not actual executions. The latest was shot himself, Joseph Thomas Johnson Shanks, 25 years of age, was armed and captured 7 a.m. this morning, 8 hours after he allegedly shot and killed Trooper Joseph Cameron Ponder during a car chase in western Kentucky. Troopers gave Johnson Shanks commands to drop his weapon when he refused and aimed his weapon at them. One of the troopers, later identified as a member of the state police special response team, engaged Johnson Shanks and shot him. He was transported to a nearby medical facility. He died of his wounds. Ponder, the 31-year-old trooper, died hours earlier after a traffic stop, which turned into a police chase. He was the 25th on-duty police officer to be killed by gunfire in 2015. Kentucky State Police Sergeant Michael Webb said, "This is a very, very difficult time for our agency. It's a very, very difficult time for our entire country. This must and will stop." Last week, I found myself asking police officers everywhere in North Texas to please tell us how we can back them up, how we, the people, can back them up. Well, as it turns out, you just don't want to follow police officers around. Bad idea. What I keep telling people to do is keep their telephones charged. Put 911 in their automatic dialer, but be careful. And if you do happen to call 911, stay on the phone. Tell them what happened. Sorry, because the last thing that you need to do is butt dial 911, especially if you're on a roller coaster. That would be bad. But I am sure that all of us recoil in horror every time we think of somebody who is gallant, someone who is a police officer getting shot down on the job. Just like this trooper in Kentucky. It's terrible. I'm glad to hear that the gunman lost his life. We don't have to worry about that one anymore. Those kinds of people are not worth upending our society for, and yet that's exactly what we're doing. And so what is our mission? What should we do? Like I said, keep your phone charged. If you're in a situation where you see a traffic stop, you happen to be walking out of a grocery store, you see a traffic stop, walk over to your car, unload your groceries, get in there, sit down, start it up, turn the air conditioning on, and keep your eye on the event. If you can drive behind the stop, if you indeed can drive behind the stop, do so. Just in case. Grab the license number from the person that the police officer stopped. By the way, you may have just heard that sound. I don't know whether you're aware, but a college professor at Delta State University was shot to death by probably a colleague. Police officers believe that Professor Shannon Lamb shot and killed Professor Ethan Schmidt as Schmidt sat at his desk in a building in the Cleveland, Mississippi campus. Police also suspect Lamb in the murder of a woman in Gautier, Mississippi, who was killed before Schmidt Lamb was reported to be romantically involved with the woman. Apparently, Lamb, a geography and social science education instructor, believed the woman was also in a relationship with Schmidt. The woman has not yet been identified. At a late afternoon press conference, Cleveland Police Chief Charles Bingham said Lamb had been upgraded from a person of interest to a suspect, and that officials consider Mr. Lamb to be armed and dangerous. Well, as it turns out, he is now dead. It appears as though Professor Shannon Lamb has met his fate. This breaking news as we speak. Police in southern Mississippi said a college professor at Delta State University sought in the shooting death of a colleague and a woman, possibly the result of a love triangle, had vowed he was not going to jail. He was not going to jail. Cops believe Professor Shannon Lamb shot and killed Professor Ethan Schmidt as Schmidt sat at his desk in a building on the Cleveland, Mississippi campus. Police in Gautier, Mississippi also suspect Lamb in the murder of a 41-year-old Amy Prentice, who was killed before Schmidt. Lamb was reported to be romantically involved with the woman. Lieutenant Scott Wilson, another unidentified officer, told a news conference in Gautier late tonight they had spoken with Lamb and he was not going to jail. They did not elaborate on how or when they spoke to the suspect. At a late afternoon news conference, Cleveland Police Chief Charles Bingham said Lamb had been upgraded from a person of interest to a suspect. Apparently, he has either taken his own life or he was shot by those who had found him. We'll have more details for you coming up in just a little bit. How did we get here? How did this happen? We got here by electing the wrong people. I don't know how many of these police officers would have lost their lives absent the political posturing affected in murderous detail by Eric Holder, Al Sharpton, President Obama, and others. But you know what? 99.98% of all officers don't get up and say, you know, I'm going to kill somebody today. And that is exactly what the men that I just mentioned would have you believe. Is it any wonder that the unbalanced and crazy would then go out on a vendetta mission against those police officers? Those ones that are, without doubt, just simply murderous thugs operating under color of office? Obviously, the answer is no. But not to those disturbed ones. Those ones lost in the hype. Those who truly and honestly believe that they are under siege for their very lives. Poppycock. Let me get to Kurt in Bedford, Texas. Kurt, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello, JD. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm okay. I see the problem, and I've been following it for a long time. President Obama and Eric Holder definitely kind of lit it up with Ferguson and Baltimore, and the police are bad. You know the rhetoric.
Of course I do.
And
we've been treated to it for months.
Yes, sir. And you also see how the media ran with it. Now, it could have been just for ratings, for money. That would be the easiest answer. But I remember Megyn Kelly right before the first debate. She was trying to light up Houston. And the lady that hung herself, and she was trying to light that up. But then she got distracted with the debate, and so she went off and did that. The media has been lighting this stuff up and following the White House and the politicians that say that police are bad. This is horrible. Look, I'm 62 years old. I run into police that were a little rough, or maybe they were a little uncourteous, or they weren't really nice people. But for the most part, these guys get out there. They risk their lives protecting us. And when you call them, they show up. And I'm just tired of this. I really am tired of it. Police are good. Of course there's bad ones.
Yep.
If you know a bad one, report it. And make a report, make an official report, and let it go on his put a rip in his file or whatever. I've actually done that. I put a rip in a guy's file, and it stuck, and it was deserved. But look, most police are good guys. They'll do anything for anybody, and anybody that thinks any different is crazy. These guys are not out there for $50,000 a year trying to push people around. This is nuts. Come on, let's respect the police.
We absolutely have to. We absolutely have to. We lost 25 of them. That's far beyond 2 per month. What are we doing? What are we doing? You know, There's not much you can do with a president or a media or an attorney general that believe that the future of the nation is paved by refusing to enforce the law. But that's the government. We, the people of the United States, are just a cut above that government. At least 1 or 2 or 10. And what this government needs to realize is that in the American context, it is ever thus, that if indeed the government functions worse than self-government wins. They need to realize that their jobs, their livelihood, etc., hanging by a thread. And why is that? Well, it's because it's all they deserve. This is the Wells Report.
The next GOP debate promises to be the best yet, and you are invited. Hi, it's Hugh Hewitt. Join me along with CNN's Jake Tapper and Dana Bash for exclusive radio coverage live from the Reagan Library. Special guest, Mike Gallagher's Hillsdale College Focus Group. And your phone calls. The GOP debate live right here on your favorite radio station.
And that coverage will begin on Wednesday at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Arthur Brooks, author of The Conservative Heart for townhall.com. Believe it or not, most conservatives believe that the government plays an important role in helping the needy. Indeed, they affirm, along with Friedrich Hayek and President Ronald Reagan, that the social safety net for the truly needy is a great achievement of modern civilization. So why do conservatives so often complain about the safety net? Because as it's currently administered, it doesn't equip citizens to better build meaningful, dignified lives of their own making. The conservative heart provides more help for the poor than subsistence independence. Conservatives define success by how few people need help from government programs, not how many we can enroll for government help. Conservatives don't view the poor as a burden on society in need only of charity. Instead, they view the poor as an untapped resource of strength and growth. That's why conservatives insist on work as a central solution to poverty. I'm Arthur Brooks.
Learn more at townhallreview.com.
Meet Lawrence, Rachel, and Pam. They're making serious money on their schedule driving with Uber.
I was looking for something that was convenient and something that would help me to reach my financial goals.
The first time I turned the app on was because I was going to visit my sister and thought I should probably make some extra cash so that when I'm on my trip, I'll have spending money. And then I had $400.
With Uber, you can write your own paycheck. It's just that simple. If you want to go out and make $20 a day, you can. If you want to go out and make $500 a day, it's up to you.
I love the convenience of it. I log on when I'm available and log off when I'm not. And it's very, very easy to do.
You sign up, you start earning money right away, like the next day.
Just get in your car and you drive. But I like driving my car.
Turn it off when you want to make money, you turn it off when you don't.
This is the best decision I made. It's a no-brainer, really.
What are you waiting for?
Thanks, folks. To start making great money with your car, sign up to drive today at drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
Have you put off seeing the dentist because you can't afford to go? Are big dental bills taking a big toll on your wallet? Would you like to have dental insurance but think it's too expensive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company for a free information kit. See how you can help protect your teeth and your wallet for less than $1 a day. 1-800-944-0314. This is real dental insurance that can help cover over 300 procedures, all the ones you're most likely to need. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. You can see any dentist you choose, and you'll never pay a deductible. Call in the next 10 minutes, and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-944-0314. That's 1-800-944-0314. 1-800-944-0314.
Fall flooring season is on, and the Lumber Liquidators flooring experts can help you find the best deals on the hottest looks in flooring. Right now, we've got incredible deals on easy-to-install laminate engineered floors and more, like our thickest, beautiful acacia laminate for only 99 cents. Or get 10% off Shown engineered pre-finished hardwood floors, plus Morningstar natural strand bamboo for only $269. Or get gorgeous, solid, hand-scraped mahogany hardwood at 27% off, with more amazing deals in your store. And 12-month special financing. Sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
I spend my days helping others. It's rewarding, just not always financially. So I got TIAA CREF. They were founded to help people like me meet our financial goals. They've got so many industry accolades, it's unreal. I like taking care of people. Sometimes that even includes myself.
Intelligent investing for the long term. Just what you'd expect from a company that's created to serve and built to perform. Visit TIAA.org. TIAA CREF Individual and Institutional Services, LLC. This testimonial is an act or betrayal. Investing involves risk. Individual results will vary.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
By the way, before we go, I don't know whether you were able to get out to the Alliance Air Show, but if you did not go, you really missed a fantastic time. It was great to see the United States Navy Blue Angels in their F-18s performing at just an unbelievable level. But I got to tell you, the star of the show was the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. I like a lot of people, a lot of us are really interested in, jets and so on and so on. We always have been since we've been kids. But I've seen video of the demonstration that they flew 3 times at the air show of that amazing bird. And when I call it an amazing bird, I mean, it's always been kind of interesting that a high performance jet's been called a bird, okay? But this one actually flew like one. As a matter of fact, it may have flown better than a real bird. There may have been envy in a little bird mind as they watched that amazing machine do what it did. It just doesn't do it justice. If you get a chance to watch one of those fly, go and do it. But take your earplugs, because those suckers are loud. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Bill Bennett isn't feeling sorry for Hillary Clinton.
Is there ever an instance when you ask yourself, why am I doing this again?
Yes, of course, because it really is hard, and it just demands everything.
I mean, we're supposed to feel sorry for her because she's running for president of the United States and she's made $100 million in speeches. Come on.
Bill Bennett's Morning in America. Weekday mornings at 5, right before the Mark Davis Show at 7 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. People always ask me why we don't advertise on price. The answer? We advertise on quality. Imagine if Honda Accords were assembled by local car dealers instead of the factory. Well, then you'd pay a lot more attention to the quality of the dealer. Folks, replacing an air conditioner is the same thing. We're assembling that product in your attic, and the most important day of your system's life is the day it's installed. Our installation teams undergo hundreds of hours of hands-on factory and field training, and all of our installs are supervised by senior quality installation experts. Right now with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save up to $3,500 per system. So call 2 other companies and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 7 your hero.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You could say my friend Josh DeShong is a confident realtor, and why not? His sales numbers are huge. He sold our house, so we'll love him forever. But he wants you to know he is so sure that he can sell your house. He'll sit down with you, agree on a price and a time frame. If it doesn't happen, he buys your house, and you can walk away at any time.
If you hire us and after 2 hours you're unhappy or we're not living up to your expectations, you can terminate without penalty. You don't owe me a dime. You can say, hey, Josh, you're fired. Get your sign and leave. Doesn't ever happen, but you can do it if you'd like to.
That's what I was going to say. I'm guessing these are not conversations you have often. The conversations you usually have are, hey, Josh, thank you for selling my house. Kind of like the conversation you and I had.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Make a decision to get serious about selling your home. Do it today. He did it for me. He can do it for you. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. It appears the manhunt is over